Hello, welcome again, everyone, to another exciting edition of Chico and the Tanman. I'm your host, Tanman, and to my other side is Chico, my partner in crime.
What up, peoples?
What is going on, everyone? Again, we want to thank you for continuing to watch and listen to us. And before we get started, of course, we want to go ahead and tell everyone to, please, especially for podcast listeners, go over and check out this show on any of your podcast streaming platforms. Of course, we're here at our home Anchor, but you can also find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, and of course, Apple Podcasts. Now, Apple Podcasts, it's important, when you guys get the chance to please go over there, because it's kind of like the way YouTube kind of works too, where we want to climb up on the list of there. So if you get a second after the show, please go over to Apple Podcasts and give us a review, because it helps us climb up the list, and that just gives more people's ears on us, and so we bring more and more people to our attention, and that's what we want, and that's great. And also, if you get a chance, please on YouTube especially, the same thing with the algorithm, please hit like and when we put up a new episode, they always say hit the bell thing. I can see why, because it just lets you know when we upload our episode, so you guys can know right then and there when we're up and running. So with that, I want to say thank you. And so what's going on, man? What have you been up to?
Nothing, brother. Just working and stuff.
Yeah.
Same old old man crap.
Yeah. I feel you, man. Have you just been watching anything on your downtime?
I started watching that show you were telling me about, the Close Enough.
Close Enough.
I'm at episode 8, which is also the last
one. Okay, did you see the bar one? The bar episode?
Yeah.
Dude, that one. Oh man, when that one part happened, I was like, oh man, I can kind of relate to that shit, dude. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah,
man.
It's out there. It's not too much, actually. Like, the first episode really didn't grab me. It was like, you know what, you said, it was only like 30 minutes long, only 8 episodes. The season itself is not that long, so I'm like, you know what, screw it, man. I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah.
So I got into it. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, but I like it.
Yeah, I like how, it's kind of like, regular shows obviously a lot more out there, because it's like talking animals interacting with humans. They're like humans in themselves, and it's just weird already. But it follows the same rhythm. I notice this show follows, because it does the whole thing where everything is normal at first, and then at the end it just gets fucking weird as shit. Yeah. And I just kind of love that formula, where it's just like a normal day and then just weird shit like that. It's the first episode when they're like, I think it's the first episode when they're trying to get the materials to make the quilt, right? Or like that little
Yeah.
And then it just turns into like the kids that they see in the street, and then it just
were
becomes.
They kids?
I know. Then it gets really fucking weird. Like the one dude's like an old man. He was watching them when they were like getting it on at night, and so it was so weird.
Yeah.
But like that, or like I said, the club scene where it turns out like if you're older than you're supposed to be, then like they like sacrifice you into like the fan and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's just crazy.
Well, I think it was funny too. The cable guy one, that one cracked me up.
The cable guy. I'm trying to remember that.
The one where they were in medieval times and they get that dog. The dude finds that dog.
Oh yeah, it's like a human. It's like the.
I forgot, man's best friend. It was supposed to be.
Yeah, that was pretty.
That was weird, dude.
That was really weird with all the animals. Like they had like the one snake that had the. It didn't have like human arms or something like that. The snake.
It was some weird
No,
shit.
But did you see the after the credits or whatever, where it showed like what they did after afterwards, the animals, and
No,
like,
no, I don't think
oh,
so.
oh, you didn't see the end
No,
of
because I
it?
think HBO just kind of skipped over. Like it's
Oh, I
just
don't think
as
it's
certain credits, and it just
well,
goes on.
I don't know if it was like before or after, but it was like showing like what happened to him, like the bear got into like because wasn't the bear like a public speaker or something? Well, anyways, like the bear gave like
Yeah.
speeches or oh, it was like a Shakespearean bear or something. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it gave like an overall like thing to Congress, and then like one of the animals. Oh, it was the what's the one that had the ears? The skunk with the ears was the only one that it said like died in the bathtub. Uh, or something, and it was like rest in peace or something. That was the only one that
Yeah,
passed
yeah.
away, but the rest of them like did other careers and shit. It's funny as fuck, man. It's
I thought
so weird.
it was funny because I actually seen a meme about the bear, but it wasn't. I didn't understand. I don't know where it was from, right? But it was pretty like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But now it's like watching the show, I'm like, oh, I get it now.
It's so funny. We're actually gonna cover something about that like later, which is I think it's pretty cool because I was hoping it would do well. But we'll talk more about that. I actually, so Voodoo was running like a bunch of sales, so I went ahead and got like a bunch of movies real cheap on Voodoo. One of them was actually Sonic the Hedgehog, so I actually watched it. It was like $6.
I'm
So
gonna go.
yeah, huh?
I watched it when it first came
Oh,
out,
did you
like on
see it?
DVD.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
what did you think about it?
I didn't really watch it because I really got it from my nephews.
Yeah.
But it was actually, from what I saw, dude, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't that bad, man. Like, I
Dude, it
mean,
wasn't like
I was surprised
it
because the
wasn't even like
critics.
corny or anything like that. Actually, it felt pretty
It's kind of like a
natural.
road trip movie. It was very
Yeah, yeah.
strange.
It felt to me, it felt very, very natural. It didn't really feel forced or anything like that.
No, no, and you could clearly see it was like the jokes and stuff were like more toward the kids.
Yeah,
Um, but it wasn't bad. It follows like the whole like friendship line, and he's not alone, and growing up, and all that. And I actually think like Jim Carrey was like pretty good. He
I
wasn't
thought it
like
was dope,
he
dude.
wasn't super like over the top, but it was back to where he was in his like old like previous career, like where he was kind of that crazy character.
Yeah, yeah.
But it wasn't like super insane.
Well, the thing too is like I think he did a great job in the sense like it wasn't like it's been a while since we've seen a Jim Carrey like that too. Yeah,
Hmm.
and just more devoted to a character, like his character, and
Yeah.
not so much a Jim Carrey thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think he did good. I thought it was really dope. I didn't think they were too cartoonish or too corny with any of it. At least from what I saw. I
No,
wouldn't say that I
no.
sat down and I watched the whole thing. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It was weird because
you
it
know,
was like
but
I was kind of like watching it, like I wasn't paying attention like too much. But no, it was definitely. That's my dog's trying to drink
I
my beer. He's like sniffing.
let him get your buzz, cuz.
Yeah, right.
Dude, let him get it, dog.
Trying to get. He's like
Bet you
sniffing
he's
it.
gonna
And I'm
be
like,
out,
I know,
knock
right?
out
I
within
know.
30 minutes, cuz.
Oh.
But no, I thought it was good. I think it's a definitely watch if anybody is debating on it. I think
Mhm.
it's worth a watch. I wouldn't say go out and buy it unless like you did just buy it on sale and stuff. But if you see it on like Redbox, like one of those $2 buys, or if anything, just even rent it. I think it's even worth a watch like
No,
that.
like I said, like you
Yeah,
could buy the whole movie for like $6. Like that was a
yeah.
special, and I went ahead and did that. Um, but what I will say is I do like the setup for they're definitely gonna set up for a sequel, and I think it did pretty well, I believe, for the sequel.
I think so too. I don't think I
Money
heard
wise.
anything about it. At least I haven't heard any real criticism of like, oh, we hate it or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
I never heard anything like any negative about it. I've always been from what I've heard is always neutral ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure it can get a sequel. I would watch a sequel for it.
Oh yeah, I was excited because
Definitely.
because when I saw I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, but when they had that big reveal, I'm hoping we see more of like the Sonic world or more characters. Either I don't know how they're gonna do it, if they're just gonna have more characters like kind of what they did here, because it'll be like obviously cheaper than doing a whole entire CGI. I kind of would like both. But
Uh-huh.
I'm excited to see like more characters, see more of the world of Sonic that he left, because he kind of right off the bat they just kind of show like he was in the real world, like grew up for like a long time. But I like to see where he came from, because um I mean I don't know if it's just spoil. It's not technically a spoiler, but like in the beginning, And it's been out for a while, so I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go insanely spoilery with it. But like in the very beginning, I mean, it's like the first like 10 minutes of the movie. The tribe or whatever that was like hunting him, that the owl was protecting. They look like the Knuckles people. They look like
Yeah,
echidnas or
yeah.
whatever. So I was wondering if that has like there's like more to that
Well, I'm
story.
actually more hoping that they'll get Knuckles in the second one.
Well, I think so because, like I said, if those are what I think, because I mean they were wearing stuff, but you can clearly see they were like the look of like Knuckles. That's what they look
Yeah.
like. He has to be involved, which that'll be exciting. Because they could follow the storyline of like now Robotnik uses uses Knuckles, because in the original Sonic and Knuckles thought Sonic was the bad guy and was going after Sonic, so it was like kind of like Knuckles was the antagonist in the old Genesis one.
Yeah. I mean, that's what
Because
I was introduced
he
to.
was tricked, yeah. So like
Yeah.
that could be a good storyline of like Robotnik tricking Knuckles into like thinking Sonic is the enemy or whatever. But anyways, yeah. So like I said, it was actually surprisingly decent for what I thought. Also I watched. Did you watch The American Pickle? It dropped on HBO
No,
Max.
I haven't. I've been actually sitting, well, wanting to sit down and actually be able to focus on it too, man.
Yeah. I watched it.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I watched it. It was I would say it was good. I wouldn't say it was like slapstick hilarious.
Uh huh.
I would say like I don't know. I would have to say like his ancestral character is more like the comedic one because he's out of time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I kind of assumed that's the way it
Yeah,
was gonna
and
be,
yeah,
and that
and
he was gonna be more of the serious
Seth
role, I
Rogen's,
guess.
yeah, kind of like the, so sorry, my dog keeps wanting to go in and out.
Like, let me get that beer cut.
He needs to decide what he wants. He needs to decide what he wants to do. I don't know.
He wants a little bit of that little juice. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
Some yoo-hoo with that
I
little bit
know.
of
A little
rum.
bit of rum. So funny. No, but yeah, so like it's very interesting, and I don't say it gets too heavy handed like some like movies like Elysium, but I would say it definitely focuses on like, it kind of gets a little like kind of like it makes fun of like this political stuff that's going on right now without like getting like political, if that makes any sense.
Uh huh.
Because they use his old timey ancestor to be the basis around that, but they do like make fun of stuff like that, like political stuff. They make fun of
Well, you would
social
have to get
media.
updated sort of deal,
Yeah,
right?
they make fun of social media and stuff like that. But no, it was okay. It actually had like more heart than like comedy, if I would say that. It was kind of like, I don't want to say
Yeah.
it's a dark comedy because it's not like really dark, but I would just say it's not like if you're expecting slapstick like the what was it? What was that one movie they were End of the World, or what was like the End of the World or whatever?
This is the end.
This is the end. If you expect some crazy shit like that, it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
I would say it's more leaning toward like a Judd Apatow movie, but it's I would say a little bit more, even more serious than a Judd Apatow movie. And it's not that long either. I actually flew by it pretty fast. I was really surprised.
How long is it? Because I wasn't even sure if it was a movie or a series. I was kind of curious.
I think, that's a good question.
I mean,
Oh,
whenever I finally released, I realized it's a movie. It's not an actual
yeah.
series. So,
I don't. That's a good question. I don't know. I think it is. Let me see. I want to say it's like an hour and 30, maybe.
uh huh.
Um, Let me see. American. Oh my God. See, it's not. Stupid thing. Oh, it's so slow.
So now about an hour and a half.
Oh, so I
I
was
just
like,
looked it up.
yeah. Okay.
89 minutes. Hour and a half.
Okay.
So it's not that. It doesn't seem like it would be that bad unless it's one of those dragged out ones.
No,
But
no, no.
it
Like I
didn't.
said,
It
I
didn't
flew
seem like it.
Nah, man. I flew through it really quick. When it got like toward almost the end, I was like, oh wow, it's almost like at the end. Like I
Yeah.
was actually really surprised.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can fly by it real fast and be
Probably watch it tonight or something. I don't know. Something
yeah, definitely, dude. Do it. I'm
maybe
telling you.
because I do want to watch it. Not saying that I'm not really hardcore interested, but I'm not like diving into it like
Oh
right off the
yeah.
bat. You know,
No,
I
but
do.
I would definitely want to check it out since it was like one of the like HBO Max like
They're,
exclusive
they're,
kind of
it's their
movies.
first exclusive, isn't it?
Like movie,
Technically,
yeah.
technically. I mean, HBO does a bunch of
But like
exclusive.
Max, you know, that's like
Yes,
it's
yes, and
that's like
that's
yeah,
what I'm
you know
saying.
what
Like,
I mean?
it's their first one.
Yeah.
So
Oh, dude, I'm really excited. Like in what this is it this weekend? When's the 16th or whatever? So that's this Sunday or whatever.
I do believe it's
I'm
this
excited
Sunday. Yeah.
for that. That one, the one the HP Love Country, the one I was telling you about. I'm
Uh huh.
ready for that series,
Yeah.
man, on HBO, dude. I'm telling you, that's gonna be. I
The
think
one
it's
I've
gonna
been
be up there
debating
with
on getting
Watchmen, dude.
into,
It's gonna be up there with
that
Watchmen.
I've heard a lot of good things, and not necessarily heard a lot of good things from people that I know personally. More like things, it's like reviews and stuff. Is that I May Destroy You. I don't even know what it's about, but I've been hearing a bunch of good things
I
about it.
haven't even
I don't
heard
know what
that.
it
What
is.
is it?
Yeah.
What is this?
I May Destroy You. I don't know. It's a
Is that
series on
HBO?
HBO. Yeah.
It's now. It's going on now.
Yeah, I think it's the first season is over.
I never even heard of this.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what it's about, dude, but I've heard like bunch of like, little Loki, like, yeah, dude, this is a must watch. Seth Rogen, which we're talking about, the American Pickle, actually said it, like, you gotta fucking watch it. It's like on one of his Twitters, he said you gotta fucking watch
Is
it.
it made by him or created by him or he's in it or
No,
what?
no, he just watched it.
Oh, okay. Well, I might have
Oh,
to check this out
yeah,
to see
dude,
what it's
that's what
all
I'm
about.
saying, dude.
You like
So
sold me because I
I don't know what
know.
the fuck it is, dude.
Yeah, I
That's the
know.
thing. I seen it pop out on my like out of nowhere,
Yeah.
featured this whatever, and it's there.
Yeah.
Along next to Perry Mason, which I'm iffy about now.
Oh man, I gotta tell you, this because this I'm like into it right now. So, are you a like kind of like a Audible person or like you get like the digital books or read them or listen to
No,
books or
I'd rather
whatever?
read. I'd rather read them. If
Um,
I can't do Audible, dude, I fall
Okay,
asleep.
no, I'm telling you. Okay, so I mean, I'm not really. I don't really. I mean, it
Mhm.
had to be something super interesting.
I
for
don't.
me
I
to
don't sit
read.
down and read all the time.
Yeah, but
do it here and there.
I never really delved into like the listening either because I wasn't sure if I could like if I would pay attention while I'm doing stuff. But so DC is back this up. So DC and Audible back this up. It's like imagine taking an idea and like this full like studio is backing you up and putting a ton of money behind this movie and making it like a big budget movie. Okay, so take that concept but put it in book form. They collaborated with Neil Gaiman, and since he does the Sandman series comics, Neil Gaiman,
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
he's
The
done
movie that's been up in the air for like
well, he's
6
done
years now.
right. Well, he's done Sandman, and yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was supposed to like help produce
Well,
this
he
to
still
get
is.
this going.
He's
Or
still
still going
written
on, still
but
going on.
it's still not.
I'm gonna tell you what.
greenlit or-
I'm
yeah.
tell you what. I hope it does because
At
whatever
this point.
whatever they did with this, I'm telling you. So this is a Neil Gaiman Sandman. If you guys don't know who Sandman is, he's exists in the DC world. His character's name is actually Morpheus. And now that I say that, I feel like Morpheus's name from Matrix was based off like he got the name from his character because the Sandman deals with dreams, and like how the Matrix is all about.
What's yeah.
That's what I wonder. Doesn't
Huh.
that make sense now? Like
Huh.
he got that, but anyways.
It's a bunch of nerds reading movies and stuff. Yeah.
But no. But anyway, so like the main character's name is Morpheus. He's the Sandman. It's like a whole nother type of like dimension and world. They're called his brothers and sisters. Like his sister's Death. He has a brother. Desire and then his brother's twin sister is I think called what is she called?
She's got the whore.
Apathy or I can't remember. But anyways, they're called the Endless and they just live forever. And has his own domain and it's called like the Dreaming and it's like a whole nother world. But it exists in the DC universe and stuff, but it's like those stories are like their own thing, but he does interact with like characters surprisingly like Constantine a lot and stuff like that. But anyways, so what I'm really excited now that if they do this movie is anyways, on Audible they have this backed book that's on there and it's the Sandman. And I was like, okay, well, I definitely let me check this out. And since I signed up for like the 30-day free trial, they give you a free credit. So I use that free credit on that. And I will tell you what, it is fucking awesome, man. I was like, Holy shit! Because I even asked people who listen to books, I'm like, do you guys do they like normally like have like a cast of people doing voiceovers, and do they do like sound effects? And people are like, nah. Normally it's like one guy or two people, and they're doing like a few voices
They're
in
just
between,
really reading the
and there's
book.
like
Yeah, yeah.
no like they're like there's no noises or stuff. No, this has a full production. It's the stars in this are ridiculous. They put music behind it. They put sound effects, so you know what's going on. I mean, this is like a big budget, and it's really fucking good, man. It's 20 chapters. I'm already on chapter 18, and I think I've had it only for a couple days. They're like 30-minute chapters. I don't know what that would
So
take
like you
for
listen
you.
to it to and from work sort of deal.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I'm telling you, man, it's so good. You know who's the voice of Morpheus? And I cannot get it out of my head now. Now, when I hear Sandman, or if I'm gonna download these comics now because I never delved into it, but it's so fascinating, the world and like the characters. But the voice for Morpheus, aka Sandman, is they got for the book is James McAvoy, and dude. He is fucking good,
Oh man,
man.
that man's got a great voice. I'll tell you
Dude,
what.
dude, because like the Sandman is very like very low, but then when he gets like angry or passionate, it has that James McAvoy kind of I want to say kind of like how he was in Split, like where he like when he would get very like kind of start getting like very aggressive,
The
he would
Beast.
oh yeah, like kind of like that, but not as outlandish. But he has that monotone, deep voice, dude. James McAvoy is the fucking Sandman. Like it's like how
Yeah.
you compare Kevin Conroy as the voice of Batman. I cannot picture Sandman without James McAvoy's voice. They got Kat Dennings as his sister Death. Michael Sheen is the narrator, which is hilarious because all I think of is I believe we're thinking if I'm thinking of the right Michael Sheen, it's the I always think of Mr. Deeds. He's the fucking reporter dude who's like always trying to like fuck up fucking Mr. Deeds or whatever. But he's the narrator, dude.
Dude
And
from maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. The dude from like all
he
the
has that
fucking
voice.
Happy Madison, or the other dude.
I mean, he plays serious roles, but he plays like really good jokey kind of like he can play like a good asshole. Remember, you know what I'm talking about? Like, look it up real quick if I'm not mistaken.
Well, for this, I don't. I'm not sure if this is the right guy, but this is
Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen is this dude. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah, yeah. Lucius. There you go. I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah. There you go.
yeah. I'm sorry. He wasn't in D. I keep thinking he's in D's, but I get him confused with the other.
But he does. I
I get him
actually,
confused with the other guy, but
I really like him in that. There's two movies I really like him in, and it's mainly because I don't know. He has this weird way with accents, and it's the one with it's Frost Nixon, which is not really
mm-hmm.
you know, I wouldn't say go out and watch it. It's one of those movies you just gotta watch here and there. You know.
Yeah.
But I think he did a great job
He
in
did
that
awesome.
movie.
He's good, man. He's good.
Another one that I really liked him in is with Samuel L. Jackson and Trinity. I don't know her real name. The chick to play the chick that played Trinity. Right. It's called on Unthinkable, and the whole movie is Samuel L. Jackson torturing him. Like he's a terrorist, and they're trying to get information out of him.
Oh, really? What the
Oh
hell?
yeah,
How did I
yeah,
not
dude,
notice?
yeah, dude. I don't know why it flew under the radar. Every time I talk to people, they don't know what I'm talking about, dude. It's called Unthinkable, dude, and it's really fucking.
Carrie Ann Moss, by the way. Carrie Ann
Okay,
Moss.
there.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Dude, I don't know that movie.
Have you ever
dude.
seen it? Watch it, dude. I think you'll like it because it's
What
more
is it
of a
called?
Unthinkable.
Unthinkable. Okay.
Yeah, and it's all about that.
It might have been one of those like good movies that flew under the radar kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely. It has to be, dude. It has to be.
So is it like one of the? Because I think I really like those type of movies where it's like one little spot, like kind of like a phone booth and like
Yes,
kind of
that's
like
all it is, dude.
it's
It
one
takes
little
place
area.
in a school gym, dude, and
That's
that's
what
where
I'm saying,
they're
yeah.
torturing the dude.
Yeah, I think I like
That's
those
it, yeah.
movies. Yeah,
And it's one of the ones like, is it really the bad guy or are you just torturing because
Or is
that's
it
the first guy we caught, dude?
right, or it's showing like how the government like will just do
Yes,
like
yeah,
certain
yeah.
things and they could not even be having the right dude. Okay, well that's cool. I guess
But
yeah.
going back to that dude, hey, I'm just giving that man credit, dude. I think
Yeah,
he
no,
did great. He's a great
he's
actor.
awesome. He's a good he's a good perfect narration. But I'm telling you, man, they went all out on this budget. And I don't know who does the voice of Constantine, but whoever does the voice of Constantine is really good. I can picture he's up there with the guy who's been acting as Constantine in the shows and doing the voiceover on DC. It's not
Yeah.
the same person, but whoever did this for this book is really good. I'm telling you, it's very mature. It's dark. There's some dark shit, and they went all out, man. Because there's some scenes where it's like kind of graphic, like when it gets to like some sexual scenes, like the actors and stuff, they go they go out with it, man. I mean, it's even if it's like a few seconds, dude. Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck? Like, really? Like, oh shit.
I wonder how
But
that's like.
but
That's so weird.
it is weird. But I mean, it. But you're so. But the weird part is that you're so into what's going on in the book, in the story, that it's just like you don't think about it until afterwards. You're just like, what
Like,
the
oh
fuck?
shit,
Like,
they
yeah,
fucking.
yeah, it's weird, man. But no,
Yeah.
no. But I'm telling you, dude. Um, well, what I will say, it's weird because the way the book works, and I don't know if this is the way the Sandman is, like the comics or like whatever, the graphic novels. I don't know. If
Taron
this...
Egerton did Constantine.
Oh, was that him? He's
Yeah.
Constantine.
Elton John,
Oh, I
brother.
didn't know that, man. Kingsman, bro. I didn't know that. Dude,
Yeah.
okay, well, dude, he did a great job. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Okay, so anyways, so the way this book works, it's very strange, and I say I don't know if it's the way the comic works because it starts off like I'm not spoiling anything, but trust me, I'm not gonna spoil anything. But it starts off as like one like actual narrative story, and then at one point I was like, what is happening? Because then it goes into like vignettes where it's like different people's accounts, like chapters with different people and their story, and then kind of interacting with like the Sandman. And I was like, okay, now it's. I was like, I thought it was gonna be one long story about him, and it's starting to go off into like these different vignettes, and I was like, okay, that's weird. But then I was like, I thought that was like that's what it was. It was just different vignettes, different stories. But no, it all ends up tying together, and they go back to, and then it goes back into the like long narrative of the Sandman and how all these stories interconnect with like it's like kind of like what happens in like the earlier chapters actually affects, and it's different time periods. It's so weird, and it goes back into the present time, but the time periods make sense as it goes on, and you don't get lost because it like the narration is so good. It's like 18, like in the beginning of the chapter or whatever, I'll say like 1892, and then you'll know, and then as it goes on it'll tell you what time period, so you're never confused on like what area you're at or anything like that. I would say there's a lot of like kind of like British accent, so sometimes there's some characters that I was like, hold on, who's talking, which character? But that was very far and few between. They weren't like main characters, so it's not a big deal. But I'm telling you, man, I am almost done with this book. I'm at, like I said, I'm at chapter 18, and this makes me want to like, I think am gonna start like delving into the Sandman like graphic novels to see what they're all about, because I'm excited, because the description, especially when he gets into battle mode, interests me a lot. Because I've seen a picture. Have you seen Sandman when he's in like his battle mode,
Yeah, I've seen.
where he has that
I've seen some
fucking
weird
weird
stuff.
mask?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
I'm
it
down.
when I hear the voiceover when James McAvoy gets into the mask, it literally sounds like they made it to where it sounds like he's talking through this gas mask, but it's supposed to be like a dead god or something that he took the skull or whatever, and so like that's its like spine
Oh, that's
and
dope,
head,
dude.
and so the spine is the elongated like nose looking apparition.
Uh-huh.
And then so it's like backwards, but he uses like the way it is, he uses it as like it's like the front mask. It's so crazy. I'm dude, I'm telling you, I will say right now, I don't know if this is like because I'm like hype, but I think I could probably listen to this again. But it's definitely like with James McAvoy carries that role. I would have to say this is almost like a 5 out of 5 star like for a book for me. Like for me
Yeah.
though, I don't know. I don't do a lot of like reading. I don't do a lot of listening to books. So maybe to other people they can find like other things wrong with it. But for me, I find it very entertaining. It
Excuse me,
doesn't take
sir.
long.
Moby
Yeah,
Dick.
I know. Yeah, right. The narration for that, no. But I'm telling you,
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
Phenomenal, dog.
No, but James McAvoy, I think, is like what Kevin Conroy is to Batman. He is to Sandman. He is the Sandman. And like now, when I get into these graphic novels with Sandman, I'm gonna just that voice is
Well,
gonna
here's
be
the
in
thing.
my
Okay,
head.
you're into this now. What do you think about Joseph Levitt doing Sandman though?
But is he doing the actual Sandman, or is he just like
Yeah.
producing, doing
Well,
the
he was
story?
supposed to be. He was supposed to be. He's supposed to be the lead man. Like he was. So that's the reason why he's in it for. Like this is it, and this is me tied into it.
I don't
Like
know,
this
man.
is my role. It's
Yeah.
what he was. From my understanding, I could be wrong.
I
From
don't.
my understanding, it's what he was talking. That's what they were trying to do.
I can't remember. I don't know, man. Because like the thing is, like, I don't know. The question is Sandman going to be like CG? Because Sandman was based off the lead singer for The Cure, so
Yeah, yeah.
like Joseph Gordon-Levitt does not look like he could do the Cure. Yeah, with the like long like hair and all that. Yeah, the pale face, and I don't know. He has the
It's
low.
Friday, though.
He he has the low, like he can very stay like monotone, but like I'm so used to hearing that because James McAvoy uses his British accent, so I'm so used to
Yeah.
hearing the British accent now. I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to see interpretations of it, but like I'm just saying, at least from a graphic novel, animated, or whatever, James McAvoy is Sandman. So I'm telling you, man, I say even though you don't do the Audible thing, get this book, listen to it. It's only exclusive, so it's not like going to be it's not going to be a comic like graphic novel they're going to put on like paper or whatever you can read. It's only like a listen thing, and it's so good. And Kat Dennings, I was like really surprised because I'm like, how is she going to play Death? Like she's fucking Two Broke Girls and what's her name from Thor and
Thor.
stuff.
I don't remember her name. Yeah,
But I can see the way they play Death isn't what you expect, so her voice fits Death pretty well. I need to see who's the full cast when I'm done to see who did what voices, because some of them when they played like when you get
I was surprised that even what's his face was on there.
Who, James McAvoy?
No, fucking Elton John.
Edgerton. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Dude. I'm telling you, man. Get this
Riz.
book.
Oh, it's got my boy Riz, dog. It's got my boy Riz.
Who's he voice? Who do they say he's voicing?
The Corinthian.
Oh my God! What? Oh, dude, I didn't even know that. I have to go and listen to that again.
And then Andy Serkis has the
Yeah,
Matthew the Raven, but I'm pretty sure he's recognizable. I guess to an extent. I guess
kind of. Not really. He does like a weird.
Samantha Morton.
He does, like, a weird
I don't know
voice.
who she is. I don't know if you recognize her.
Oh yeah, bro! Come on, Minority Report. She's one of the twin.
Yeah, she's the main chick.
Yeah.
The main. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she does Urania Blackwell.
I don't know that one yet. I don't think.
Right,
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
But that's all the ones they listed. So.
Oh, okay. Now, I wonder whoever does the Rose. I want to know because she was a really good character. She's kind of central, at least toward the end of this book. But dude, I'm telling you, man, you've been like kind of going on my recommendations. Try this one. I want you to hear James McAvoy do the voice. It's good.
I like James McAvoy, man.
I know you have to hear it though, because I want to hear
movie.
your opinion.
Oh, what's that movie? That British movie, Filth. I want to say it was Filth. When he's just a dirty cop, dude. The whole movie, he's a dirty cop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's doing
Nice.
coke, doing hookers, and all kinds of crap, dude.
Hey, just because you do coke and hookers don't make you a dirty cop, all right? What you do in your free time is...
This motherfucker's... He was arresting cops and jacking the like, this dude was just dirt. Like, if you watch it, you're like, man, this guy's a piece of shit.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to say, like... I'm not going to throw
But
names...
he's got a twist ending.
I'm not going to throw names out there, but, that kind of reminds me, like, someone you and me know very well, we know for a very long time, who used to do security and would jack, like, people's, like, shit.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, let's just not name one person.
Nah, it's
couple.
couple who would do that too. Who would bust them and throw them out,
Yeah.
but then they would keep the shit. Yeah.
Listen here, bucko.
Yeah, exactly. So I can relate.
It's a funny thing you're talking about the audio thing, right?
Yeah.
And I actually recently listened to the table read, the Scott Pilgrim versus the World table read.
Mm-hmm.
Like last week.
Oh yeah, I wanted to check that. I forgot about that.
Dude, it's like because I watched. Well, I didn't watch. I more listened to the Community reunion thing, the table read they did, and then I was like, you know what? Since I like that one so much, I'll give the Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And dude, it's fun, dude.
Were they like laughing and stuff? I love that.
Yeah, dude. Like they were breaking character and stuff like that. Or they were improvising some of the things,
What
I really liked it, dude.
What who was everyone there? Like even Captain America himself, like
Chris Evans was there.
Yeah,
Chris Evans was there.
Oh,
but
wow.
he dipped out.
But what scene did they do? A bunch of scenes or like one?
They did them all. They did the whole movie.
They did the whole movie.
They did the whole movie, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Dude. It was dope. It was really dope. And then I like the the community
So
community
Brie
one was
Larson and everything. That's
no
wild.
Brie wasn't there. Brie didn't do it.
Oh, okay,
Brie
okay,
didn't do it. But like the majority of the crew was there, you
right,
know.
yeah.
So and then it was really cool because in that table read specifically, they had the actual creator as they're doing it. There were like kind of look at every evil boyfriend as a chapter. As they're doing that chapter, he's drawing that character, that evil boyfriend, and
Oh,
that
he's
major
drawing
fight
it.
scene. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
I
And then
like
for
that art style. It's very funny, very
the
cartoony.
community episode they actually got like this the singer from the band that does the opening scene, like the opening monologue.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, nice.
they got the band to actually play. So the deal for the opening.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then they got the Mandalorian, obviously, dude. Mandalorian's over there substituting for somebody.
Oh
I thought
yeah,
that was
that's
really
so
cool.
yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
And then
I
dude,
that like clip. They clipped that one clip out where Dan Armin or whatever was like got him. Remember they
like
made that
every
like
time
clip.
he was
Yeah,
able to do it, he
yeah,
did it.
yeah.
He did it. Like this man, DeLorean.
Lorian,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, that's pretty funny. That's
he
so
did it
funny.
every time he could. He did it.
That's
Yeah, I
funny.
thought it was dope. But like, I really enjoyed it, dude. It was really cool. Like you said, like the whole breaking character. It's just like, I
Hmm.
think in something like this, it makes it funnier.
Oh yeah,
You know?
exactly, 100%. I like that. Okay, cool. Well, so with what like the way I described, going back, I'm definitely gonna. I have to watch that table read now with Scott
Yeah.
Pilgrim. I got to do it. With going back to what I was saying, are you going to? Are you gonna like take a chance with that
I
Sandman
probably
thing?
will. Obviously, I'll absolutely. Like it really. I didn't know that lineup. When that awesome lineup of actors around it,
I didn't
dude.
either, and I didn't
Yeah.
like. I think I'm spoiled now because I don't think I could. I think that would be the
I can't
only
read it. I
audio.
can't listen to anything
I
else.
don't think no,
Yeah.
like audiobook wise, I don't think I could do it anymore
Yeah.
because if that's not how it is on all those books, I'm gonna listen to a book and I just hear one guy talking, no music, no like sound, no like because like when it rains, you hear the storm, and the rain, you hear like things to drinking, even when it's like sometimes it's like there's this one scene where this dude just crushing like food and brews and he's like drunk and you can really hear him like eating that food. It sounds so gross. I'm like, oh, I could see like me sitting next to
I'm
this
pretty
guy.
sure he's eating nachos.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like
something.
that nacho scene from Death Proof.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like,
That's it. When I picture somebody nasty eating, that's what I picture.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Kurt Russell crushing them nachos.
yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. So, but yeah, dude, get if you get a chance, please like do it. I would like, if you hopefully by the next time we do a show, I would like to hear your thoughts on it because I want to delve deep into at least just the way they did this, and if they keep doing like DC produced like books like that, oh man, I'm in because like
Yeah. But imagine them doing comics like that, dude. I think it'd be dope, dude. Because I know YouTube. I think YouTube's got certain books like that. Like
yeah, they do that. They
video,
do
yeah,
that
right?
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that stuff.
I'm not sure if they're supposed to or if they got permission to
I don't
and
know.
stuff. But I know
I don't
people do that.
I don't know if it would fit with all, but the way I guess the Sandman is, it fits very.
Like imagine
good.
under the hood, under the red hood, bro.
Oh man. Oh dude, speaking of that, yeah, like I'm excited for that under
The animated
the
that they're coming
animated
out
kind
with.
of thing. I know we talked about it already, and you're talking about like I don't want to know if I want to like take the time to make choices. You're trying to chill.
Yeah.
But I'm just excited to see like the other
I'm,
arcs.
I'm
the
just,
other
I'm
arcs.
yeah.
That's all.
I'm like, no lie, I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna fucking deny it, dude. It's
Yeah.
actually one of my favorite characters in general. And
They're
then,
coming out
like,
with like three almost like back to back. So they got that one. They got the Deathstroke one.
Mhm.
It's just all about Deathstroke, which I'm very fascinated about. And then they got the Superman one. It looks like it's kind of more tied into like I wouldn't say it's tied in, but it's more relative to like All Star Superman, where it's kind of showing you kind of like rather like how the All Star showed like toward his end in that storyline. Anyways, this one's kind of showing the beginning, but it still seems like it has those feels, that heart
Yeah.
of what makes Superman. I'm kind of excited to see like that, to see how that goes. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So they're busting out these animes. So hopefully they're all. I hope all.
Well, I
three
think
are
that's
good.
what I think DC is like, dude. I think their animated stuff is amazing, dude.
I know.
Like if they do that to their live action stuff, it'd be fucking dope.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, was it the New Frontier one was really dope. I really
oh
like
man,
that one,
yeah,
dude.
that one was crazy.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
And obviously
Dealing with the Cold War.
Flashpoint Paradox is the shit. You
I
know.
know. It's so good. Oh my god. And then did you see the recent one? The Apocalypse one?
I haven't seen any of the recent ones,
That one is
unfortunately. Yeah.
fucking good, man. It's pretty
Yeah.
much like what Flashpoint was, where it's like it really is going to show you. It's kind of like the end of their run because those recent ones are kind of all tied together a little bit. Like, so like anything that happened, like the ones where they were showing with Damian Wayne and all those like movies that they had
Yeah.
before them are
Bad
all
Blood, or was it?
Bad Blood, all of them are all
Yeah.
kind of tied together. Even like the Superman with the Death of Superman and like the Rise of Superman, all those are all tied together. This is like the Apocalypse is like the end of that like run, almost like the comic run. So it's like almost like the end of 52,
Uh
and
huh.
the way it ends, you can tell like okay, they're gonna do like an all new kind of batch of movies that aren't like
Animated
it's
series.
gonna be
Yeah.
like a new like group of like tied ones. Hopefully more to Rebirth because it
Uh
seems
huh.
like these are like the 52 ones where they're not like they didn't have the greatest hits, and 52 is kind of weird. Hopefully, the next batch is going to be more related to Rebirth, and we get more of the better stuff. But yeah, yeah. So that's what I've been kind of watching and like listening to lately, and oh man, oh man, James McAvoy is Sandman. It's crazy. That book is so good, man. I can't
Yeah.
believe it. I'm really
Thomas from
surprised.
Narnia.
Welcome to Narnia. So speaking of that, gonna delve a little bit into the game stuff. I went ahead and pre-ordered that Avengers
Did you?
game.
Did
I
you?
went and
Did you?
pre-ordered it, man. I can't
I
wait
just
because
saw it.
the beta's this month, and I gotta test that
Yeah.
beta.
I just saw it. I just saw it
You
on
need to
on
pre-order
my,
it, man, because you
yeah.
and me got to play because the beta's multiplayer. Like we
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
play it, dude. And I was really surprised watching the roundtable how like much they're giving you in that beta. They're giving you like a good couple like chapters or something of the story mode. Then you unlock Warzone, which is like the multiplayer, which I think you can allow you to play like within the story mode multiplayer also. But it opens up the Warzone where it's a bunch of missions that let you grind. You unlock a bunch of stuff, and they have like a bunch of characters like that right off the bat that they're gonna let you play, and you can grind. And I think it carries over.
I did read that it carries over, like not to a full extent, but it does. I think it gives you some sort of like a perk or something. I forgot what it was. Some plus points or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the realistic Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. I guess that's the way I like look at it. Um, so are you gonna pre-order, man? Because you and me gotta play. You gotta do it, man, for the beta. You
Well,
gotta pre-order.
I gotta look at my spending too this week.
Yeah, I mean,
But
even
I'm aiming for it. I'm aiming for it, dude. I'm aiming for
because like it's weird because this is the one thing I don't like that they're doing because this is kind of like the old school model of video games where they do okay, this group gets this system gets this one, and this system gets this one. I kind of
Yeah,
don't
dude,
like
I know
that old model
exactly
because
what you're
they
talking
they
about,
stopped
dude.
doing that, and now like they're like this is like the reverse, which I'm not saying this, like the company specific. I'm just saying in the gaming world they kind of stopped doing that whole this console gets this DLC in this console, but it seems like they're going back to the old model, which is like that's what everybody hates, and I don't know why they're doing it. So at least with the beta, I don't like that if you pre-order it right now. PlayStation is right now. People who have PlayStation are playing this beta right now,
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and then Xbox and PC are like later in the month. So I think the beta for Xbox is going to be I think like the 22nd or something like that, I believe. Let me see how it falls on calendar because they always do the betas for the weekends, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it probably is going. Yeah. So it's gonna be like probably like the 21st or 22nd. 22nd is a Saturday, so it's gonna be next week for the Xbox people and I think PC. So and then the game comes out on September, like right off the bat. I think like September
Oh my
1st.
god.
Yeah, I know.
See, and this is this is where I'm in that awkward position. Don't want to buy it now, or don't want to buy after
Dude,
the new Xbox.
if I have to swing you half the fucking $30 for half of it, so
No,
you can
no.
get
What I'm
you
saying
need to
is getting
fucking
it
get
now or getting it after the new Xbox.
it carries over, dude.
Does it?
Yeah, dude, that's Xbox, so they're gonna do that, man.
Uh
So it doesn't matter because this is a game. This is gonna be like kind of like they say this is the model of like Destiny, where it's gonna just keep continuing to like They're just
update.
gonna add to this game and cosmetics. I've been hearing some good things and some bad things about this game. That some like they say like the menu system's a little complicated or wonky. It doesn't make sense. You have to go through certain menus. But I heard like customization's kind of cool. You unlock different skins. I'm excited for this game, man. Like I said, this is the realistic ultimate alliance.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to play this by myself. I feel like me playing by myself would be okay, but it's not going to be the full experience. I feel like you have to play with friends in this game. This is like Ultimate Alliance. You got to play with your friends because it's that much more fun. Especially since
like the first one, dude. The first Ultimate Alliance got me, bro. That was fucking amazing.
Oh man, yeah.
The second one kind of sort of lost it, but it was still just fucking dope. But they replaced
the storyline got me on the second one. Like I like the storyline in the second one, but the first one was still like the mechanic wise was like
yeah. Mm-hmm. But dude, I still love both of them. You know what I mean? I'll get that on both of them. So like I know that because they teased this thing like years ago, bro. They teased it a long time ago, right? And it was just like a teaser where you saw like the Thor's hammer, Captain America's shield.
We're like, what the fuck?
Like, yeah, but then they never said anything else about it. Mm-hmm. It was supposedly September 2018, 2019. But it just died out. Nobody heard anything. Nobody announced anything. So nobody even remembered till like last year.
And then that didn't have a good reception because the way the designs were,
the way everybody looked, right? Which I give them a shit too.
Well, how do you feel about that real quick? Like, go back to that real quick. How do you feel about like them like looking you kind of like looking like the move? Like, how do you feel about them like saying like making it look more realistic, like toward the like the way the movies are, but then not looking, but then they're like, well, they're not based off the movie characters.
Straight off the bat, dude, I was sold on the gameplay. I'm like, fuck it, they make them look like retards. I don't give a fuck.
Right, to me, like, at the end, it has to go to the gameplay.
Looked amazing, dude.
Especially like the Hulk looks so fun. Dude. Like the way you can jump off, like when he's showing him jump off the bus and jump in and like crush and shit.
Dude. Like even look, I even look at Thor now, and it's a little corny, but it's more actual. Majestic or actual to his.
Would you like them to just have like picked a side? Like you're gonna either say, hey, let's just make these characters look like the movie characters, or like let's make it go comic booky as shit like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, or do you like their like
I like what they're going for. Like now I like more what they're going for.
Well, it looks better, I'll tell you that much. It does look a lot better.
It does.
They fixed it up,
yeah. But like like I do like the game. I'm sold on the gameplay alone. And what you're able to do and what they've done so far looks fucking dope. I don't really care how they look.
They better do this. They better do like because I've seen some just free roam gameplay of like Hulk throwing a guy up and like one of the teammates who's playing Iron Man shoots the dude in midair or whatever. You can do shit like that. They better do these moments because I want this fucking moment, and I don't even want them to tell us that we could do this. I just want it to be a surprise. I want it to be a moment where you and me are playing like the actual game. You're fucking Iron Man because that's your dude, and I'm Cap, and all of a sudden we're fighting a bunch of dudes, and a guy comes in between us, and you laser my shield, and it just shoots at everywhere. I want those moments of like, oh shit, like I want those. I want to see the Hulk, like I want you be able to take the Hulk and slam a dude on the ground and followed up by like Thor like slamming coming down on the dude or something at the same time. I want to see. I'm hoping it's like that. Like that's what I want to see. Now there's like going back to what I was saying earlier about like the exclusivity stuff that I don't like, that originally like a lot of games have not been doing lately, but it seems like this game is starting to do this. How do you feel? Because now I heard news that Spider-Man is only going to be for PlayStation people. So you're going to get to play Spider-Man only for PlayStation.
No. See, I don't want that. I don't want it. I want everybody. I want everybody to have to pay for that crap.
Yeah.
I want everybody to do it. You know what I mean? I hate the fact like whether you're a PlayStation dude or an Xbox dude, you're gonna get Yoda or you're gonna get Darth Vader. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The whole Soul Calibur thing. Like when they first released it, I was.
But like, again, dude, that's the old model. That's the old. That's the old way. But they stopped doing that stuff. Remember? Because it was.
I hope they don't do it. I hope they don't do it.
They say they're doing it. It's because you got to think about it because PlayStation has that.
Yeah, well, they got to deal with
game.
Sony.
Yeah, but here's the thing, because this is what I had an issue, not only with just that, I had an issue with because they said all of the like DLC characters or extra characters that come out are going to have their own, like, they're going to have story modes or missions.
Hmm.
It's going to intertwine with the overall story. So now you're cutting half the fan base because is this Spider-Man? I mean, I would say, okay, if it's for PlayStation owners, isn't it going to feel kind of like, kind of doesn't make sense? Because if you're a PlayStation owner and you're playing the Spider-Man mission, that Spider-Man mission is only going to be a self-contained Spider-Man mission that has nothing to do with the overall story.
And it's so,
Isn't
and it's
that
shit
not,
like that.
that's
Yes,
not good?
yes.
It's going to be a waste of time.
It's not even satisfying.
No,
It's like almost a waste of a character in
yeah,
a sense. You know what I mean? Especially for me, I'm more of a story-driven kind of game dude. You know,
right.
so like I think to me it would be just a waste.
It'll be weird because all of us, like PlayStation, PC, and Xbox, we're all going to get these characters that have story-driven missions that tie into the overall story, and then all of a sudden there's this one random Spider-Man mission that is its own thing. That's very weird to me. And I guess maybe you could say because Spider-Man is kind of in his own little world with his like neighborhood Spider-Man aesthetic. But if you're throwing with the Avengers, that's not a small story anymore.
No, no.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yes, exactly, dude. It's not a Spider-Man game; it's the Avenger game. You know what I mean? Like,
so it's just so weird to me, and I think you're really when you do that like they used to do, and eventually like when you were talking about with the Yoda, it comes to Xbox and Vader's to PlayStation when it came to Soul Calibur and stuff. Eventually they later on they did have it to where you could get all those
after a while, you know what I mean. But at first,
because I think I know why, because people were like, dude, this is bullshit,
stupid. Yeah.
But and then that's why a lot of games, they don't do that exclusivity anymore. You know, they do like full games where it's like, PlayStation gets this one.
Yeah.
But they don't do that DLC like cut in half shit anymore, because you are like you're not helping, you're cutting half like what people are gonna pay for and play doing that. So to me, I don't think this is a smart move. And to me, I don't know anymore. I kind of base the way games are like I do with movies now, because since you and me, I mean, we want to talk movies on here, I can relate to this, where I don't think the star sells like the movie anymore. Like when you hear okay, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to think of somebody right now. Like okay, for example, I'm trying to think of somebody relevant. Okay, so like if you hear Chris Hemsworth is gonna helm this movie, just like, all right, Chris Hemsworth, and then you hear the name of the movie, are you gonna go to that movie because Chris Hemsworth is in it?
Probably not.
Right. You're gonna want to hear what this movie is, right? And the cast and stuff. Okay, so like
that cat sucked.
Yeah, like it was not good. It's not good at all, dude. Oh my god. So like even movie star, even The Rock now, like he used to, but even The Rock now doesn't, like, you don't hear his name and you go to the movie. So like even movie stars kind of don't just sell the movie. So I think when it comes to this whole thing, I don't think a character or like one game to me anymore is really going to be like, I'm at the point where it's not going to sell a system to me. I'm not going to buy a whole system just for this one game anymore, because I'm like kind of comfortable where I am. I'm going to just stick with what I know at this point, to where it's like, I have an Xbox, I play Xbox, I like what they're doing with Xbox, I'm just going to stick with Xbox. I'm not going to go out and buy a PlayStation just to play Spider-Man, even though I want to play a Spider-Man game so
dude,
bad. I'm not buying a PlayStation for Spider-Man.
I'd rather live with like, man, I wish I could play it. I'd rather live with that than actually just go out and buy it. You know what I mean? Just for those two games or whatnot, Like, I actually don't like the whole exclusive stuff. I'm not a big fan of it. It sucks that I can't play. Like, the reason I even watch like the bootleg stuff of The Last of Us 2 is because I know I'm not gonna buy a PlayStation, dude.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? I'm never gonna play this game. I know that. I know it. Same deal with the Spider-Man game. I'm never gonna play it. So let me just watch this crap.
Yeah, and I think like it goes, and then maybe enough people here might say, "Oh no, I would," but the people who say they would probably already have a PlayStation. Yeah, no, but they probably already have a PlayStation, so of course they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I would buy it for that." And it's like, no, you wouldn't. You already have a PlayStation, so you would. So if you didn't have a PlayStation, if you're only PC or you're only an Xbox, I don't think you're gonna just go and purchase a whole $500 to
And the whole nother
$600
game
system for
system,
that
yeah.
game. You're not. You're just gonna wait for it to come out on PC or whatever. So,
Or do what I do. Just look it up on YouTube.
or yeah, or watch that stuff. So
Straight off the
yeah,
bat.
that's the one thing I don't like. I mean, it's kind of sucks because Spider-Man is kind of like a Avengers kind of thing. It's like I'm used to seeing
Well,
Spider-Man
dude,
with
he's always
Avengers.
like MVC. He's always been there, cut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was in both the Ultimate Alliance ones, and he was like, it was fucking dope. I thought it was dope. On top of that,
Well,
you
yeah,
get Venom.
He's one of the first like characters you unlock in like
Yeah,
Ultimate
yeah.
Alliance and stuff like and like he's always like that next guy, and it just kind of sucks that at least us PC and Xbox people are gonna kind of miss out on being able to play
An
with
awesome
him.
character, dude. Everybody
Yeah.
likes Spider-Man. Everybody
Yeah,
likes to
he's
play as
cool.
Spider-Man.
He's cool,
You
man. I
know?
like him, especially like his now. Here's a question for you, for like the
We
future.
better not
DLC
just get Spider-Man. I mean, Venom as a substitute for Spider-Man either.
Dude,
makes me mad,
I don't
dude.
want it. Honestly, I don't want that
If it's
because
a
it wouldn't make
substitute,
sense.
then I don't want it.
It wouldn't make
If it's a
sense. Why
substitute,
would
I
I
don't
have
want it,
Venom
dude.
and not have Spider-Man? It wouldn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But what do you think with like the DLC characters like that would be coming out? Do you think they're gonna try
Have
to
they announced it?
Not really. They should only when they announce their
I wonder what
like
the
actual
storyline-
announcement is Hawkeye right now. Because
Uh-huh.
he's a staple. You gotta have Hawkeye in the Avengers. But like,
I like
what
some
do,
Hawkeye,
do you think, because like the way the comics are and in Marvel movies kind of stay like they try to helm, because remember for the longest time they weren't backing up their X-Men and stuff. They were trying to push for the Inhumans because of the way the TV and movies were going.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
trying to
Well,
push
their
that.
copyrights and all that.
So do you
stuff,
think
yeah.
with the same with the game? Do you think what kind of
that'd
DLC?
be dope, dude.
No,
That'd
but
be
what kind of
dope.
DLC characters do you think we're gonna get? Do you
Well,
think they're
no,
not gonna
I'm-
push mutants because they just bought the mutants and they're not really like in the Marvel
MCU
like
yet?
cinematic
Yeah,
world?
yeah.
Do you think we're gonna get like some X-Men characters
Well,
because they
low-key,
are Avengers? Like
One of the cool things I really like is they got my nigga MODOK, dude. They got my boy MODOK.
yeah, I
got
know.
my boy MODOK.
MODOK, dude. Fuck that dude.
Like they got MODOK.
I remember when you played as MODOK. You got pretty good with him too, man.
Dude, I owned.
Yeah, dude. I had fucking MODOK, man. He's a
Out of
crazy
everybody,
character. I know.
how do I get the little stubby leg motherfucker
Mm-hmm.
being beast?
I know, man. I was like, what the fuck?
But yeah, dude, I thought that was really
I think
cool.
it's good. He's a good villain. They need to have him finally in at least let people know who.
Well,
MODOK
it's
is.
cool in the sense of they're not really focusing either on the MCU. They got brand new villains, dude. They got brand new villains, which I think is cool. They got Big Brain in there, but Big Brain was kind of sort of introduced in the MCU already, but they didn't do anything with him.
Yeah.
So
The
I think it's
leader.
pretty. Yeah,
The
yeah,
leader.
yeah.
I know, man. They need to like. I mean, I know Hulk
So,
isn't going to be like a main movie, but So what characters do you think? Okay, so let me ask you: you think they're going to try to just keep introducing more of like to tie it in more to the movies, or you think we're actually going to get some X-Men, some Fantastic Four in this game?
I think it'd be cool to get some of the X-Men, dude. Like give me some Gambit, dog. Give me some Gambit.
It's just, I don't think they're gonna do. I think they'll obviously give us the Wolverine. We're gonna probably get Wolverine because
The
people
popular
know
demand,
they
the
know
popular- the
Wolverine
popular,
because
yeah.
people know Wolverine.
Which is the first one that you popped into mind,
I mean, he's like
that's why I wanted to. I didn't pick the first one that popped into mind. I wanted to go dig in a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I just don't think they would do like Gambit. Probably, maybe.
No.
Obviously, we'll probably get what was it? Probably get like a Scarlet Witch. Probably, you think?
Yeah, I think a Scarlet Witch is more of a safe bet though, in the sense of because she's already in the MCU.
Strange.
Doctor Strange, I would think we eventually get him. I don't think he's on top of the list.
Mm-hmm. You don't? You don't think he will
No.
be one of the next ones?
No.
I think he probably will. I guarantee I think he's definitely get him before like we would ever get an X-Man. We'll probably get him way before we.
Well, I
even
think
get
so
a
that
Logan.
too. I think that's so too.
Yeah.
I think we'll get him before we do get.
Obviously,
the
I think it's rumored because they showed like some of the symbols real fast. Of who, I think Black
Super
Panther's
Squirrel. Let me get some Super Squirrel.
Black Panther's definitely a definite as one of the
Oh
characters.
yeah, I figured that one too. Like at least sooner than somebody else, other people.
Yeah.
I think it was really cool. The second one there was Green Goblin. Green Goblin was pretty cool.
I don't know if they're gonna do villains though, because it's just trying to just be
no,
straight
because it's no longer Civil War and stuff, right?
Right, but who? Okay, let me ask you personally: who would you want to be in the Avenger roster to play as in this realistic, more Ultimate Alliance game? Who would you like to see look like like, oh shit, man, he looks fucking
Well, the
badass
thing
for
is,
this.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about my favorite characters from the first two, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get Penance. Penance was cool. you know,
Yeah, well, you're throwing out like villains here. I'm talking just
fucking
the
Penance was the
Avenger.
shit,
I know,
bro.
but I'm talking about
But
Avenger
I don't know,
characters to
dude.
play
Like
as.
it's kind of hard to tell, especially since
Who
they're
would you want as
reboots.
an Avengers? You don't know. You can't think of
Oh,
somebody.
I don't think I.
Go
I'm not.
obscure. I don't care. I just want to hear what you would want. Like, we don't need to hear like
No, because even the ones that I'm popping out, I don't think we're ever really real Avengers either. Punisher just came into mind.
Punisher would be badass. When I was excited when
Fine.
he was in the Avenger. Ultimately, you could play as him in
Yeah,
Avenger. I
yeah,
was like,
dude.
yeah, dude, that's fucking cool. Ghost Rider,
Progression.
man. I want some.
Oh, Ghost
I
Rider.
want Ray as the Ghost Rider though.
Yeah,
I want to represent the. I want to see his fucking just whip. You could
The
drive in a
updated
fucking
one.
car, dude. Like,
Yeah,
because you know how you could do the travel system. Imagine being able to like jump into the car and like fucking traverse the
Gun it.
level that way and shit.
Yeah.
That'd be badass, dude.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think Ghost Rider, because he was a downloadable character in the second one, right?
Yeah, and he is in like MVC Infinity.
Technically in Shield and stuff, right?
He's in Infinity too. Yeah, the
Yeah.
fighting game Infinity. Yeah, he's in that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
that's
Winter
right.
Soldier would be
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
Howard
would
the
be cool.
Duck. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I didn't
Let's
even,
get some quack food going.
I didn't even think about it. Of course, we're gonna probably have some Guardians. They might throw out like Quill, maybe. Imagine
Yeah.
a Quill.
I'd rather have Rocket.
Oh, I know, man. Rocket and Groot. Just have Rocket in there so you could do shooting like
duel.
long distance
Yeah.
and then have close range with Groot. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be fucking badass, actually.
I think so.
I still
I
want
think
that
so.
statue, man. I gotta get that statue. That statue's expensive as fuck. The
Yeah.
one where it's Rocket on Groot shooting and shit. I want
Yeah.
that statue. Speaking of that,
But I would
ordered-
also like Rocket to have his like little his accent. You know, don't get me wrong, Bradley Cooper did a great job, but I still want that accent.
I know I'm stuck on that NBC 3
Yeah,
Rocket.
yeah. The old school uniforms.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You're gonna die. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
That was that's true. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, man. I mean, like I said, dude, I will fucking swing you half the fucking money just so you can pre-order this goddamn game because we gotta play it. We gotta play this beta, dude, because this beta is gonna be fire. And you know, I actually will appreciate the good thing about the beta that came out first for PlayStation. They're gonna fix all the problems I had for the PlayStation beta
PlayStation, then
launch
to send it
online.
to us?
They're gonna fix it for
Yeah.
us.
Oh, fuckers!
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna check. Let me see real quick. When the beta is for sure, because I think it is for the 22nd. Let's see. Okay, so the beta for PS4 is closed. It went from 7th to the 9th, and then it's gonna come back open for us. Open access. Oh wait, hold on. No, I'm sorry. And then it did. Wait, what the heck? Avengers beta dates: Friday, August 7th to Sunday, August 9th. There's a quick PS4 one. That's oh, that was a closed access one. Okay, so Friday. Okay, the 14th through the 16th. PS4.
That's this weekend.
Open access.
Oh, that's PS4.
This doesn't make any sense here. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. This is weird. So the closed access, so the pre-orders was for PS4 was August 7th to August 9th, and then for us is the 14th to the 16th. PS4 open access. That means all PlayStation people, even if you didn't pre-order the game, you can play it. Xbox and PC, if you pre-ordered it, it's for those people. So I can play this game for Xbox since I pre-ordered it. So and PC. So that's 14th through the 16th, and then Friday, August 21st to Sunday, August 23rd is all platforms gets open access. So yeah. So that's this fucking Friday, really? 14th? Oh.
Well, the 14th is this Friday. Yeah.
Oh shit! Let's go. All right, man. That's more of a rush for you to pre-order this, dude. We gotta online this shit, man. Come on, man. Let's go. After work, yo, we'll fucking play this shit for hours, dude. Let's go.
How long is the beta for?
It's for the weekend, 14th through the 16th. Yeah, but then the game comes out like a few weeks afterwards. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So, but you're gonna want to probably
Pre-order it
yeah, you
regardless.
gotta
Yeah.
pre-order it, man, because I think
Well,
it
that's the
comes
thing
out
too.
early
I'm
for
doing
pre-orders.
everything digital. Fuck it, dude. I'm doing
Yeah,
everything
same
digital.
here now, man.
Because
You
my
know,
fucking nephews, man, they jack my shit, man. I had to buy Halo 5 again because they jacked my shit.
but don't you have the collection?
I do.
Is
It's
that in
gone.
the collection?
No.
Oh, you mean you have the physical collection?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, the
okay,
actual
okay,
copy.
gotcha. Oh, that sucks.
So, yeah. They jacked both of it, dude. All my Halo stuff is gone. So I had to buy, I just bought Halo 5. And it was on sale too for like $15. So I've been crushing
You know
some
how you
Halo
are with the
here
sale.
lately.
You
Yeah,
haven't played
obviously,
you've
bro.
been playing story.
Yeah, dude, I'm on Legendary halfway through.
Legendary is so fucking hard on like the newer
Oh,
ones,
yeah, it's
man.
ridiculous, dog. It's ridiculous, but you know,
Because
like
I
a
remember,
boss, like a boss.
because I remember in 2, even if one guy dies, it's you have to restart.
Yeah, yeah. I think
But
that's
then
a
they
skull.
changed it again, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So I
that's
know
when
the
you
third-
activate the skull. That's right.
The
That's right. Because the
third
third one
one.
you and me beat, but that was a pain in the fucking ass.
That was, I would say, like 3 weeks worth of gameplay. But
Oh
it's
my
not necessarily
God.
like every day. But it was whenever we got together, we played. You know, and it wasn't like online. I physically had to go to your house and do it.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know,
It's
4, I think, is the only one we didn't really do together.
yeah. That's
But
true.
I don't think we were. Neither of us were really driven to 4. We were so iffy about
Mm-hmm.
how it was gonna be.
Yeah.
So,
I think.
but definitely 5. We
I think
crushed that. We crushed 5.
I think 5, like at least like gameplay wise and multiplayer, was probably the best. Other than 1, of course. I
Yeah.
think like when it came to especially like multiplayer, it was like the best. Like the way it worked, shooting.
The way it worked,
all
I think,
that stuff. Like
with the fire team and stuff like that, I think it really worked.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
we crushed 5, dude. Like we pulled that all nighter.
I love it, man. I still love that. I love it, man, with Locke and stuff. I
Yeah.
just like that story.
I thought it was dope, dude. A
It
lot of
sucked
people
'cause
over
I'm
hated on it,
worried.
but I was like, I didn't hate it. I
I
thought it
like
was
that.
fucking
I
dope.
love that whole shit when it's like it's like your main. I love that like storyline of like a main character, and then like all of a sudden he's getting hunted by like a good
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
and it's
Because
like
he's
good
a
guy
villain?
versus good guy kind of thing. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
love that whole.
Man, that showdown was pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, dude. Like the new, like especially like, cause I was always confused when at first it came out when it came
With the
Spartans,
trailers and
because
stuff like
remember,
that,
it was very confusing because they made it seem like obviously Spartan was the last one, right? And I was always confused when they started throwing out these new ones. I'm like, that doesn't make sense because I'm like, he's supposed to be that's the point of you being Master Chief. He's like the last
yeah.
one, and then it made more sense when it was like, okay, they're starting a new program with like these
The
newer
new
Spartans,
generation.
new generation.
Spartans and stuff,
Where
which it
it's-
wasn't even the same process anymore.
Well, it was kind of like it's kind of like with Star Wars with the clones. It's like let's we can mass produce a group of them. They're not going to be as strong or like it's just going to be like you can become a Spartan quicker. You might not be as good as like maybe like a previous generation, but we can make more of them kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And
At
so
that
they
point, that
introduced-
because they were recruiting them and stuff like that.
yeah. Like,
Yeah,
at that point, it
like,
wasn't like the
wasn't-
children program. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
they weren't robbing kids.
yeah. Nah, it wasn't like fucking Dread and shit where like
Yeah.
born as speaking of that on HBO Max, they got fucking Soldier, bro, Kurt Russell. Like
Yeah,
I've been
I did
watching
actually.
that shit.
I watched it. I would say like a month ago.
Yeah, I love that movie, man.
That movie's
He doesn't
fucking
even say
classic.
much. Like he
He
probably has
doesn't
like
say anything.
what, like 10 lines maybe in that whole
Less,
movie.
I would say less. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, probably.
Yeah, it was fucking dope, dude. Like
then-
that. Dude, he rips that dude's face
Yeah, definitely.
when he was like falling down.
yeah,
Dude, I think, dude, because I actually meant to bring it up to you earlier,
Yeah.
like when HBO Max came out, because I didn't watch it. I'm like, yo,
it's so good. Yeah,
It's a classic.
it's so good.
it's a classic.
But
bro.
we're gonna go ahead and take like a quick break. We'll come back when we'll start talking about some of this news stuff that's like very interesting that kind of ties in a little bit of what we've been talking about. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, we will be right back. All right. All right, we are back. So I had to kind of get a refill, give me a chance to open up my brew, my
I'm done.
new
I just
mixed
finished
brew.
my last talking.
Oh damn, that's tall though. Yeah, I only just
Yeah,
got just the
yeah.
bottles here.
So,
Got a nice six
well, then
pack going.
I gotta go to sleep too.
That'll help you sleep, man.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
I will say I have no problem. I mean that might be a problem though, but like I don't have any issues when I drink beer to go to sleep. Just saying,
No,
do that like if I do that every day, is that a problem?
you gotta be careful. Yeah, dude. I
It
remember
could be
I
a
did it.
problem, right?
I did it at one point because then you get to the point where I can't sleep. I
without,
can't sleep unless I
without
get a beer.
without grandfather's medicine.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
old cough
I need my
medicine.
fix. I need my fix.
That's so funny, dude.
Yeah.
But okay, we talked last week about this. Well, first we were confused because we thought this was like just another American Horror Story, kind of chapter in it with the Nurse Ratched thing. But no, we found out that just the creators themselves are turning they're making their own Nurse Ratched show exclusive to Netflix. A trailer dropped. I watched it, and you watched it, right? You
Yeah.
said. I will have to say I think it's falling along the line of what I was afraid of, how it was gonna look, and this trailer kind of proved what I was afraid of, which it was gonna have that American Horror feel to it, and it's gonna be kind of like try to purposely be weird and colorful and try to make this character into something more than I feel like she really is. If that makes any sense, I like to hear like what you think about that.
It doesn't grab me. It didn't grab me, and like you said, it went to that vibe, and I got that
Got the American Horror
Bates.
feel
Well,
vibe.
to me, it was Bates Motel. What they did with Bates Motel, you
Hmm.
know, make more out of something that really wasn't there. You know,
Yeah,
it just really
but
like
just
I watched
this.
season one, but it still didn't. The show itself wasn't that great, but
Hmm.
even then, this doesn't.
But the aesthetic of it, like everything with the bright
It just
colors
seems fake to me, dude.
and yes, and like the characters, the side characters are like over the top. They seem
Hmm.
so over the top. Like I'm like, come on, man. This is like you can. I mean, I hate to
And
say
it is
this.
like they're Netflix's version of American Horror
I
Story.
was about to say I hate to say this, but this totally looks like an American horror like
Yeah,
story or show that's like their take on it, and it's just like kind of showing like I don't know. It's weird because it seems like I do like the fact that we go back and we kind of see that she was like an army medical like soldier. Like she worked, or I wouldn't say army, but she was in the military, and she was like the like she patched soldiers up and shit. That's kind of cool because I like that. It shows that hardened like kind of character she
yeah,
was.
yeah.
I dig that. And then she comes to this asylum and she's like trying to help people, and then she shows that the people there are kind of like assholes or kind of like corrupt, and you got these really outlandish like psychopathic kind of characters or like weird characters, and she's trying to help them, but it's just like but then it seems like, oh, but this place isn't what it seems, and it seems like the people who are running the asylum are actually like shady, and then she has to do what she needs to do, and then that makes her go into like this downhill spiral of becoming this crazy, like she's gonna like it almost assumes like she's gonna have to like murder people because she feels like that's what she has to do, kind of thing, like.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, I
like
don't.
she's driven to being bad, I
I
guess.
I
You
am
know what
not,
I mean?
dude. I am not. This
Yeah,
trailer kind of made me like not like this even more. I don't.
yeah.
Nurse Ratchet
I'm 100%
is not
with you,
that
dude.
bad. Like I don't think she
Yeah,
was that
dude.
crazy.
Like I actually
It's
don't
completely
think,
two different characters to me if you really
and
look
like well,
at it.
like here, because like I said, like it's going back to like the thing about Bates Motel, dude. You create this whole other world based off of something that's not there. You know what I mean? Like it's just,
Mm.
in my opinion, dude. Like what Bates Motel did is, it like don't get me wrong. I liked the first season. I thought the first season was dope, and it was cool being introduced to that character and what he becomes later on to be the psycho character. You know,
But that's a little bit makes more sense than
because
Nurse Ratchet though, because you're
I don't know.
following like the mother son dynamic, which kind of happens.
Well,
But
then
you're really
the
gonna.
thing is too, like you're introduced to this the world that they had a brother, they had a
Well, I
this,
don't. I
this,
never.
all
I'm gonna be
this.
honest. I didn't watch
Yeah,
it, so
dude.
I don't know
Yeah,
all
dude.
that.
It's a whole other ordeal to it, dude.
Hmm.
It's not even like this dude's just a mama's boy. All right, let's just leave it at that, dude. They never got involved with drug dealers and shit like that. All right, it never happened. All right, this dude
Narcos
was
Hotel.
yeah, dude. It's just and this to me, this is what they're doing. They're just adding this. They're adding more world to a character that chances are didn't really have it originally, or you know what I mean. Like chances
Yeah.
are she's a bitch because she's a bitch.
Yeah.
All
Right.
right,
It's not because some other reason, right?
you
Yeah.
know, it
Some
ain't
people are just
no.
are who they are, man. It's like.
Yeah, dude. I don't. The whole. Yeah, dude, I don't. I don't see it. All right.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of. I'm not gonna. I'm going to just because I want to see. I have never watched anything American Horror. I've never watched. So I can't say if I'm gonna like. I just knew like American Horror didn't really grab me, but I will want to see at least maybe a few episodes to see what this is about, to see if I can even get drawn into it. I'm right now not having the best hopes for this, so.
Yeah, yeah. You know.
But I'm just curious. I just want to see her character. That's all I want to see, if I can even if everything else is bad, if like her character is not too outlandish, because even that seems a little outlandish.
It still seems she's. I don't know. I don't,
Yeah,
she's not my nurse ratchet.
yeah. It's
right now,
it's
dude.
weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, man. It's weird. But one good thing I want to talk about that like they are gonna, that I'm surprised they greenlit, is the Ren and Stimpy revival on Comedy
What?
Central. Let's go.
That's fucking dope. I wonder how that. I wonder how that's gonna fall into all this.
I
You know what I mean? Like how
I don't know. I mean,
does that
I guess,
sort of thing age well, or
I mean, kind of. I mean,
is it like Beavis and Butthead? Will it fit?
I don't think it's not the same, because the thing is, like, a lot of the the cartoons that we like, or the adult cartoons, kind of took the essence of Ren and Stimpy and added to it. Like,
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy, to me, I will never forget, has that style of where they, like, Ren and Stimpy owns this, that I see that other cartoon shows from then on took from it. But the Ren and Stimpy had those, like, close-up stills. Remember those close-up stills, and it showed like something gross or whatever, but it was always that one graphic still.
I remember him being waxed.
Yes, like stuff like that, right? And like I said, for example, even like I think like well, I had a perfect example of it in my head a second ago. I hope I didn't lose it. I would say like a regular show or close enough. You know, those type of shows and stuff, like they take that essence of that humor, and they of course change it and add it to their own, but it's like Ren and Stimpy was like the basis for that kind of stuff. Rocko's Modern Life kind of took a Ren and Stimpy take to it, because they did close up and they did weird stuff. So I think it is okay, because Beavis and Butthead kind of tackled more of like what's going on in our world now, where Ren and Stimpy can be at it kind of at a time. It doesn't matter what time period. I think you could still laugh your ass off. You know, because HBO Max's Looney Tunes, I heard, is killing it right now, and they're more, and they said they stuck to more of looking like the old school stuff, and I heard they're doing amazing. I heard it's great. I need to watch these, because they're like little shorts, like the original cartoons used to be, like real like 10-15 minutes. They said they kept it that way, the Looney Tunes, to make it feel like the old school, because they said you don't need half an hour things, because these cartoons weren't made to be that long. They were like these small little snippets, clips that were real funny, got straight to the point, and it works. I hear Looney Tunes on HBO Max is killing it right now, so I feel like Ren and Stimpy could definitely do it. I think, and then I think Comedy Central is perfect for it, to be honest with you.
Well, I think so too. I think it just falls into. I think it just fall well together. I think you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would rather see it there than in Adult Swim or something like that.
Yeah, I figured this would.
I feel like in Adult Swim it would probably get lost and everything else,
Mm-hmm.
or or just even then that whole
Well, remember they
late
tried,
night thing.
Do you remember they did bring Ren and Stimpy back and made it more adult, but I don't think it hit as well. And I don't know if that was because of where they put it at. I don't remember where they showed it on, but I think it only lasted like a season or something. But they were like not held by like the boundaries of keeping it too kid friendly, and they kind of went adult, and it didn't seem like it worked out too much. But I think maybe it could be it was on the wrong platform. But here, it's saying that the new version will be adult oriented, and it will not, however, involve Ren and Stimpy creator John Quifalusi, whom a source tells Variety will have no creative input into and will receive no financial remuneration from the new series. Um, well, that's because he was. Ooh, there's a reason why he's not involved, because he's in some accusations of sexual abuse. Oof, that's not good.
I
Oof, that's not
think
good
it's
at all.
better if he doesn't come back.
He stays away, right? But I just hope they have people who loved Ren and Stimpy growing up, or you know, something. I don't. I need to know that the people who are making this know like the source very well and love it, because it has to hit. It has to. I have to feel like it never skipped a beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? I want those old school close ups of some crazy shit. You know, I want that stuff. I want those ridiculous story like lines. Like, I still remember the one that really got me was so fucking weird. Was the episode where like Stimpy matured and he was going through puberty and stuff.
Uh huh.
And like at one point, and like toward the end of like, it was weird because he was going through the stages, so he was getting the acne and all this, and Ren and like uh Ren was showing him how to get a pimple, and he grabbed like the huge fucking pliers, and it was like, you just grab a nice juicy one, and he was like doing that. It was like so gross. And then at one point, like he started getting to like being an asshole and going out and like growing up, and then like at the end he cocooned. He like literally cocooned, and then he came out and he was all like jacked and like a superhero and just flew off, and then Ren just cried, and it was like, oh, they all leave so fast. It was like the weirdest shit, man. It was
What
so
the fuck?
it's so fucking weird, man. I love it, dude. So I'm kind of excited, man. I mean, I love Ren and
I think it's
Stimpy.
dope, dude. That's really dope, dude. We don't get shit like that on TV anymore. We get the Family Guys and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. But I think it's right now with the but that's what I'm saying. I think that's what helps the revival, because we get shows like that, adult like that. I think Ren and Stimpy's like perfect time is to come back. You know what I mean? During that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also, what we were talking about earlier, that Close Enough is got announced that they are coming back for season 2. So I'm excited about that. I think it's a good show.
I think it's cool. That's
yeah,
cool.
they need
Yeah.
a season 2, man. Because like I said, 8 episodes. And because of that, I went back and started watching the regular show, because that's where the creator first started, was the regular show. And
Uh-huh.
you know, those shows, those each episode's only like 15 minutes
Yeah,
on the regular
yeah.
show, so it's not very long. So I would like, before I go to bed or something, if I knew I don't have time to like really watch a movie or whatever, I'll just go ahead and put on the regular show and just watch a few of those and then pass out. But so I'm excited for that, man. I think I want to see some more crazy stuff. Do you have a favorite episode in Close Enough? Like,
Well,
you remember?
so far, I really like the one with like the real estate thing. When they go on and it's like they're
Oh,
in
and
a
they're
zip
trapped
code.
in that TV
Yeah, yeah.
shit. That was fucking weird, right? I was like, dude, that's crazy. Like, the
I
dude
really
was like
like
old
that
school
one.
80s, and
Yeah. I
yeah,
really like that one. I thought that
yeah.
was dope.
Well,
So fun.
you didn't like the speaking of that, the fact that they got Weird Al in that one episode you said with the animals, and he just get like, remember,
I
he's
know
like,
what you're talking
oh, he's like,
It's
oh,
regular at Dad Al.
yeah. And he like, and it was weird. He was like, "Oh yeah, you just got to make an offering to the Dark Lord or whatever." And he went into
Yeah.
some crazy shit or whatever. Like that was, and he got mauled by the bear. That was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, from all the people, you know how big of a fan I am of Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah,
When I saw him, I'm like, this fucking guy.
that's funny, man.
Yeah.
That's great. He got a good cameo.
Yeah.
Trying to think of another good one. I really liked.
Because they were there to write a song or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
They were there, yeah.
they're trying to write a song, because that's what they're like, their whole thing. Like, they were like, she was like
Yeah.
her band, like it was her and her. They were in a band. And I like the did you like the one with the like skateboard with he was trying to be the dad? That just reminds me of so much of like old school, because that was like our time, like when we lived, man. Remember when we were in school, like Jinkos was the shit.
Yeah.
Skateboarding was the thing, and he was trying to still be that skateboard dad and like show his daughter like how to skateboard. And then remember, like, that one dude was like way cooler and younger and could do shit. And then remember,
Yeah.
he did the whole hill thing. Yeah, that shit was pretty funny. And then like the skateboard dad was like, man, he's the coolest dad, man. He was like, because he went back to like his dad didn't do that for him, and that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. Like, I'm excited that they're returning for season 2. Now, this one is interesting. I don't know how I feel about this, but that they're actually HBO Max is actually in development to do a Catwoman series with, of course, um, our Catwoman that's going to be in, of course, the Batman, which is Zoe Kravitz, who's playing as Catwoman. That they're going to try to helm and develop her own series. How do you feel about that? It's
I
odd to me.
actually, to me, like I think certain things should be kept away. Like I'm actually not a big fan of because the way they do it too, it's especially like MCU, dude. Like their series aren't that big intertwined with the movies. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
they have more of references and stuff like that. But I don't know, dude. To me, it's just like too much of one thing and always being in their world really kind of loses my interest, dude. Like same deal with like the CW, where they were doing the Arrowverse and stuff like that.
Right, right.
Dude, like the whole, I lost interest, dude, in the way they were doing it. It's just like, nah, I'm good, man.
I think I was like stayed with it the longest, and like even I have like I was like, dude, I was like I can't keep up, like I dropped
It's
off because
just
I haven't
yeah,
kept
dude,
up. I
and
don't
it's
even know what's going on
it
anymore.
is the same deal, dude. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool and the idea is cool, but I don't think it actually
But this
works.
is actually tying into the movies, though.
But
That's
here's
what
the
they're
thing: I
following the
don't want
Marvel.
it to. I
You
don't
don't?
want it
Okay,
to. Yeah,
okay.
you see what I'm saying? I don't want too much of this. I
You don't
don't
want to
want too
see
much
more
of the
Catwoman though.
movies.
You
Not
want? To...
really, dude.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know. I'm more interested
I'm
in the
good.
Gotham series and the when I heard the
Well, even
Catwoman.
then, dude. Like, even then, I don't know, dude. I have mixed feelings about that one too. Like, it's just like I said, dude. I don't want too much of the movie stuff in the series form either.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like I don't want to get that feeling that I'm watching the same stuff over and over either.
Right.
You know what I
Well,
mean? Like,
but
I'd
here,
rather
oh,
keep things
but
separate.
does this make you feel better that HBO has a good track record? You're gonna get probably 10 episodes, 8 to 10 episodes. Um, and
Well,
this.
the only thing I think is that HBO is like a bigger studio, I guess you could say,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that it'd be more like movie, more production value to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, dude, I don't want to. Like one of the coolest things I think about Game of Thrones is when Game of Thrones was done, it's done. It's not intertwined into anything else. There's not a Game of Thrones movie or anything like that, dude. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's stuff like that that I really get into more. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
want too much of MCU. I don't want too much of like the whole DC thing. I don't want too much of anything.
Well,
If that makes sense.
it's because it's almost strange because they say DC's trying to stick with like, okay, we're just gonna just do movies to do movies and they're not interconnected. But then it almost seems like this Matt Reeves unit
It's
is like
doing the
starting to
complete
form its
opposite of
own
what they're
universe.
saying.
Well,
Yeah.
it's almost like Matt Reeves is becoming like its own universe now of Batman. It's very weird because with the Gotham series and then like you got Batman and stuff like that. Like how do you feel about like that like how do you feel about this like becoming kind of almost like its own like
Well, it's to me
starting
too.
off
Like
universe? It's weird.
it just sounds like it's too much. Like so far from like it's like every week they're like, oh, well now we're trying to make a Gotham series, and
Mm-hmm.
now we're trying to make a Catwoman series. You know what I mean? Like after the whole Zack Snyder's Justice League thing, there seems like well we're gonna make more stuff based off of this universe of the deal. You know what I mean? Like even though Matt Reeves Batman isn't going like actually tying in, but it just
Mm-hmm.
seems like they're trying to tie in more things to it. You know, and granted, like I know, like the Netflix Marvel thing didn't really tie in that much. You know what I mean to their stuff to the actual
Right.
MCU, and it
Nah,
just
but
they had references, dude. That's all they
yeah,
really
that's
did.
about it.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, like I don't really want too much of any of it.
And I don't know. It's just I don't want to keep seeing these things like because apparently this might possibly be a prequel. So she's not necessarily
Yeah, I don't really want
Catwoman.
that either. You know what
I
I
don't
mean? Like,
know. I don't know if I
there's
want all
more to the
that.
story. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing: we might get like these might end up coming to an like for example, at least with this one, I don't know about Gotham, but at least with this one, this could be like a short series because it could be a prequel that leads her up to Catwoman, and then we get her in the Batman, and that's it. So it could be
Uh,
maybe 1 or 2 seasons. Like we
it's
could
like a
delve
build
in
up
that,
to the movie.
yeah, kind of thing. So that might
Yeah,
not be too terrible if it's like 8 episodes maybe, and kind of see
maybe. Yeah,
her
but then it's also
be
like you
a
gotta watch
burglar.
this before you watch the movie. You know what I mean? It's that
Maybe,
also.
maybe not. Not really. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, if you want to, get to know how she got started, that's what I feel I
Well, the thing
like
too, like especially
better.
with Catwoman, in my opinion, dude, we already know.
I
If
think
we
most
do
people
it,
know
we really
Cal kind
know.
of
And another
know.
thing is, do we
Yeah.
really need to know when it comes to a movie? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of know what she's all about when you every time she's ever
Yeah, yeah.
introduced. I know, but I don't yeah, I don't know who this is aimed towards, but I don't know. I say HBO has my faith right
Hmm.
now. Like they haven't. At least anything that I am interested in that I tune to HBO Max, they haven't let me down.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Like when it comes to this DC stuff, I'm very curious to see where they're at on that. But so we got a couple of like kind of big things here. First of all, we'll breeze by this because I'm sure a lot of people know. I mean, it's a big announcement that Mulan it's been on hiatus because they pushed it and keep pushing it because of this whole COVID thing. Well, it was announced that it's going to go ahead and drop on Disney Plus, but it's not just going to drop on Disney Plus. You have to dish out $30 for
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
But how do you feel about
I
that?
think I think it's understandable, dude. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's a blockbuster thing they're missing out on. You know what I mean? It's not a straight to VOD. You know what I mean? Like
it's
it's
just
not
going to be
a
only
yeah.
only
It's not
Disney.
like it really is like a rental thing. It really
Well,
is a
okay. Well,
high production
here's a
thing.
question. Are you how curious were you about this Mulan, and are you curious
Oh, I
enough to?
wasn't gonna watch it.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't interest you.
No, dude,
I like
I'm not gonna rent
I
it.
like Mulan, and I wanted to see this in theater. I mean, but I don't know. And here's the positive thing is though, if you drop the $30, it's not like a rental. You own it as long as you have Disney Plus. So it's always gonna. It's kind
Oh,
of
okay, that's pretty
it kind
cool.
of like
That's actually convenient a
unlocks.
little bit more.
It kind of like unlocks the library,
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
unlocks in the library, so you'll be able to watch as much as you want. Um, so I mean, does that still interest you or not? Not really.
Well, I think it's cool, but I'm still not gonna watch it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it doesn't. I'm like any of the. I don't know what it is, dude. I haven't watched any of the new remakes things Disney has done.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched The Lion King. I haven't done the.
Jungle Book's really good,
I
man.
haven't watched Jungle Book. I
Jungle
haven't
Book is
watched any
really
of it,
good.
dude.
Lion King was okay. It's just a rehash. I know a lot of people don't
Yeah,
like it.
like the Aladdin one. I've never seen that one
I
either.
saw that too.
Beauty
Dude,
and
you
the
have Disney
Beast.
Plus. You might as well just watch it just to
I've
see.
never used that thing.
You will in October when
uh,
Mandalorian 2 comes out.
yeah, yeah. That's about the
Uh,
whole it, dude. The only
yeah.
reason I really got it, real
For
reason I got it,
Marvel.
yeah, well, fucking
Marvel and
Winter
Star
Soldier,
Wars. Marvel and Star
Falcon and
Wars
the
for
Winter,
me.
like, the
Yeah.
the whole Falcon versus Falcon and the Winter Soldier thing.
Yeah.
That's all the big reason. And
hmm
WandaVision too.
I was curious
Those are the
about the
two big ones.
Hawkeye
Well,
one
the Hawkeye
actually.
one, I think when I first got it too, it was still up in the air. But even then, I
Yeah.
was like, all right, I want Falcon.
Yeah. Everyone was waiting for this Marvel stuff and then
Yeah,
like the what ifs and all that. But
yeah, yeah.
but I feel real bad because I hope eventually they'll still like release this in the theater because it's kind of like a big deal
With
because it's the
yeah,
first Disney movie that's like kind of like all Asian cast and all that stuff. That's kind of like it's kind of like how it would feel about us like if they did an all Spanish cast. It was just supposed to be this big production of like maybe like an animator or something
uh,
that was meant to be in theater for everyone to finally show like, hey, look, this is a big deal. All Asian cast, like imagine like us or all Spanish cast, and all of a sudden it's like, oh well, we need to make money, so we're gonna put it on Voodoo or whatever or on a VOD, and only you have to, it was meant to be in the theater, and only, that would suck because it would be like, oh, our representation's kind of not there right now because of like the
yeah.
COVID shit.
I
You
could
know what I'm
understand
saying?
that.
So it's kind of like I could see why this was like a big deal, but like I think this is also good too because and then they'll still make some money and people who have like families. I don't think the $30. I mean, to me, it's like you're buying a DVD. I think it's I think this is more helmed toward families who don't want to spend like $50, $60 when they go to the theaters. They can just spend $30 and it's worth it for the kids, or you get a group of friends who are really into like Disney or Mulan or whatever and could do it. I think for us who got Disney Plus because we have access to these things, and I don't think it's one thing like you and me would want to spend $30 on like that, drop it like
No.
that.
Well, so far I haven't spent $30. I haven't watched any of the movies that been like video on demand that have
Oh,
gone
the
for
theater? Yeah,
I
I
haven't, I
haven't
haven't done
either.
any.
I haven't either. Yeah, me
Yeah,
neither.
I haven't
Because
done
I'm like
any.
$20. Like that's maybe with a group of friends, but it kind of sucks because you can't really watch it with a group of friends because of
Well, what
COVID.
I think the thing for me, dude, is like one of the reasons I like going to the theater is the experience of being in the theater. And not just, I mean, the seating. I mean, even the fucking smell. You know what I mean? Like, it's to me that's what going to the movies is all
I
about.
know
You
exactly.
know, like it's the experience of the big ass screen, the surround sound, the smell of the theater, the
Mhm.
seats. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
stuff like that. I don't really. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I won't watch. Say like if they decide to do Tenet VOD, I'll probably do that. You know what I mean?
I
Even though
gotta
I
see
don't
that in
want to.
theater,
I,
man. I'm
I
not
don't
doing.
want to. Yeah, I don't want to. But if
Now,
this is the way it is, and it is what it is, you know
so
what I mean?
okay, so maybe
I'll
this does.
probably go out and buy me a surround system.
Okay, so
Fuck it.
maybe.
you know,
So
like
maybe
fuck it.
this. So the $30 maybe not apply to you for this movie. So are you telling me you will spend if Tenet comes out and they say they charge you more, they charge you $40 to watch Tenet.
Ooh, that's even pushing it.
You're gonna spend 40
Dude.
for Tenet.
Hold on, dude. Y'all tripping, dude. You're raising money here. Nah, y'all tripping. I'm talking about going out and spending my money to get a surround sound to watch this movie in peace.
So
Y'all
what are you
tripping.
willing to spend for Tenet?
Mm-hmm.
20, like what they have been
20.
with the
I,
movies.
I would go. I would go with 20. I would go
20.
with 20. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you're not too far off because in California, I think like a ticket is like $17 for
Yeah.
like a
Something
fucking
like
ticket.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, speaking of raising the prices, real quick, I'm not gonna touch too much on this. I heard like today that they're gonna start for like new consoles, possibly like the new NBA 2K or whatever that's coming out, the next one.
Uh huh.
Especially they said on forward, it's gonna be the first one. They're gonna up price on games, so like this one's gonna be $70. Um, so that might be the new price point for
Games and
the
stuff.
newer console games, man. I don't know how you feel about that. I mean, $70 now.
I'll
We're
wait.
going up on $10.
Yeah.
God, that's crazy. Halo, like imagine if that was like $70.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Well,
That's kind
they
of
say
drawing.
they're it's gonna like depend on the game, so it might not be all games, or they might not be pushing it too much, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of them just constantly gonna keep adding $10 every time.
Every time a new system comes out and
Yeah, that's
stuff. Yeah, I'm
fucking
not a big fan of
bullshit.
that
I don't
either.
like that
I
either.
starting to a certain extent, I understand, bro. But you're trying to tell me that the $60 that I've been spending or whatever is going towards what now?
Yeah.
Building a new system, so you're gonna build a new system to charge me another $10 for the games and stuff like
I
that.
know. I
You know
know.
what I mean? Like
Imagine
it's just come
every.
on, man.
I mean, eventually, what we're gonna pay $100 just to play a game? Like that's
Yeah,
bullshit, you know.
yeah. Like
I'm
even
not
then, like
really.
some of the newer games, I'm like, I'm probably not gonna get this.
Well,
And
that's
by the
one.
time the price drops, it's already dead. You know what I mean?
And I know I might be like a freaking Microsoft shill, but that's why I like what they're doing. Like they're learning that, hey, when it comes to consoles, like we're not really worried about exclusivity. We're going to just go ahead and just worry about like try to sell our features like Game Pass is up because the new Halo game on launch is going to be free if you have Game Pass. So there's a plus
Oh,
on that. Yeah, exactly. So I like that. But yeah. Anyways, going back to the Mulan thing. I mean, I think it's good for like families and people. I'm really excited. I wish this was in the theater because like I said, I got the Regal pass for a reason, and that would have been one I definitely might have, or well, most likely would have used to go watch because I did like the animated movie. I don't have like a huge deep attachment to the Mulan, but I really enjoyed it, and I was very interested in seeing this live action kind of kung fu, going back to like the wiring act and stuff like that. I was very curious about that, but we'll see. Um, Real quick, we're going to touch on this one. I was really surprised that James Wan is helping develop this Knight Rider film. Uh, that's crazy. That's like out of the blue for me, man. I don't know about you. Do you have any interest in seeing like a James Wan directed or helmed, possibly produced
I
Knight
don't know,
Rider
dude. To
movie?
me, some like I think his major hits have always been like the horror movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather watch a horror movie by him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong, like I like Death Sentence. I thought that was a pretty cool action movie. I don't think it was an amazing action
It
movie
was
or anything
good
like,
though. I liked it.
I liked it too.
But it's coming to show that these like horror, which we're gonna go to like one of the top stories, but like these horror kind of directors are really good at like doing other genres. So
well, though I don't know, dude, because I never watched that Fast and the Furious movie he made, but I'm never gonna watch any of this. You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? So,
I
and then
did, and for
Aquaman.
action wise, it was good. Did you finally
Uh,
finish that?
yeah, it's still not. You know, I don't love it
I don't
or
know.
anything
I
like
kind of
that.
accepted what kind of movie it is, so that's why I kind of enjoy it. Like it's, I mean,
Yeah,
it's Aquaman too. You know, I mean, there's only so
yeah.
much. How much can you really make him super serious? You can't really have like
Well,
a.
no, the thing is, I think it was too much Jason Momoa, man. It was too much of
I mean,
that
I just
little
accepted that's
genre.
the Aquaman they're gonna
And
give us. They're
then,
gonna give us the Justice League Aquaman version with the long hair and stuff. So I just
well, even then,
accepted
dude,
that.
even the actors behind them weren't good either.
Hmm.
Like, I don't think, I think the all out of everybody, which is, I think, like we were talking about, accepted what his role was and what kind of movie it was Patrick Wilson, dude.
Oh, he's like
Yeah,
shouting at
dude.
every
Yeah,
scene.
dude.
Yeah, I know, but I
I
thought
don't.
his what's his name who played his dad and mom were really good together. Every time I saw them in like the first scene and the end, I love those scenes. They were so good to me. Like, if it could just be a movie about those two and the relationship, almost like kind of like a Splash kind of thing, I think it was really good.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. Like that
Yeah.
whole beginning narration with those two meeting and them having the thing and the way like the narrations, I love that. And then
Well,
like the
that
end
scene, I
especially.
would agree with you, dude. Like, cause like in that scene, because that those scenes really weren't vibing with the rest of the movie either. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
When I first started watching it, I'm like, all right, this is the set of the film. You know what I mean? This is
Right.
how the feel I'm getting from it. And then right after, dude, it completely changed.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like, oh, bad writing. Oh, bad
Right.
acting. That dude delivered that line horrible. You
Oh
know,
man.
stuff like that. It's just
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I'm not gonna gripe with you because I can see how you feel. It's kind of like it's weird. Aquaman's kind of like you either like it or you don't. It's not really in between, and so you're on
yeah.
that spectrum of you didn't really like it, and I
And
liked it,
I
which
would
is
like, I'm
weird.
not gonna lie to you, dude. Like, I've actually did try to give it a shot.
Yeah,
Like, I really did.
like all the
You know,
things you don't like, I like. Like when you didn't like Black Manta, I love Black Manta. I
I
like
did
that.
it, dude.
I like that
did like
montage he had of him building
because
the
I think
suit
he
and
looks
stuff.
cool. I think he looks cool. It's pretty fucking comic book accurate, dude.
Hmm.
I think it looks cool.
No, it looks
I
badass.
just didn't like his delivery on
Right,
any,
right.
of
Like, see, I
anything,
loved it. I
dude.
love the
You know, I'm
montage.
like,
I
all right, go
love
back
the.
to Doctor Manhattan, dude. You
Right,
did a better
right.
job as Doctor Manhattan,
Right,
dude.
right, right.
You know,
So
but
I
I just
understand.
didn't
So
like it.
okay, so judging like with James Wan and stuff, how do you feel about this Knight
Well,
Rider? I mean,
unfortunately
does
for
that
me,
interest you at all? Like now that you
I'm
know he's
50-50. I'm 50. Like I said, I like that sentence. I didn't like Aquaman, and I haven't seen this Fast and the Furious movie. You know, so I'm 50-50 on
do you think
whether
there's
I'm
a
excited.
need for this like
I also
kit?
don't think it is. I don't think.
I
I
mean,
think it'd be cool, but I'm worried that it would be like a RoboCop thing, who just doesn't fit in nowadays.
well,
You
now
know.
we're in a world with smart cars and stuff, so I think it kind of has a place in it. But I think I don't know. I would like to kind of see more of like it's like they change it up. Like, what if it was like more of like a spy movie? Because like you see James Bond with all these like you know
Oh yeah.
this the gear and the cool cars. So imagine like a James Bond s movie where the car actually can talk to you, like it's actually AI.
Uh
You
huh.
know,
Well, at that point, it'd be more of an AI. They got. I don't know, dude. Like I do agree with you. I think it'd be cool in that aspect, but it'd be have to become more of an AI, and it just wouldn't be just to your car. You know what I mean?
oh, like he could like it would have to be. I don't know how that. I mean, like you mean like
Because if it does for more, like if it falls
could
more into
hack
like
into things or something.
nowadays,
Yeah,
it's got to be different in that sense. Like nowadays, like like you get your iWatch. You know what I mean? That's connected to my
you could
phone and
talk
stuff
to
like
him that way.
yeah,
I'm
and
sure
stuff
they'll
like that.
incorporate that, but I think you're gonna need a leading man because David Hasselhoff was the original like
Yes,
leading
yes.
man for Knight
I'm not
Rider.
saying like yeah,
So
but
I think it's gonna need like someone charismatic or something to like lead the whole thing because it has to be good banter between the main
both of them,
character and the
yeah,
car. You have to
yeah.
enjoy it. So I don't know. There's not like a lot of information on this. I just thought it was kind of interesting that he's trying to get this off the ground, which I mean, I'm all about fucking cool cars, man. Like, still, my shit was back in the '90s when I was young. That made me like a big fan of this type of car. Was Viper. That was my shit. I love that
uh,
show. I love the way that car looked and the way it transformed. It went from the Dodge Viper to like the silver Viper. Had missiles and all kinds of shit. I love that show, Viper. If you guys have ever seen it, look it up on YouTube. It's called Viper. It was a badass fucking show. I loved it.
but I'm curious to see if he's actually the one trying to whelm it, or is it just something that's been up there that's fallen to his lap, and he actually like, yo, we got to make this sort of deal.
I mean, I don't either or. I mean,
You
I don't
know,
think
you know what
James
I mean?
Wan's going to jump on a project if he didn't like have some type of passion or wanted to do something. You know what I'm
Well, yeah,
saying?
he is kind of. He does pass things on too, though.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
kind of
So
known for doing
I'm
that,
sure
too.
we're gonna hear more about it.
I'm
Later
curious more than
on.
anything.
Yeah. I want to touch on this a little bit real quick. Another since we've been stuck on HBO, man. HBO Max is kind of like they didn't have like the best launch, but it seems like now they're trying to really crush it. They hit the ground and now they're starting to run. They're starting to throw all these movies and shows and stuff now, which is I'm pretty excited. But this show is this movie is very weird to me. I don't know what it's about. It's very strange. But the director Ridley Scott, of course, for like Aliens and stuff like that, he's doing this HBO Max movie called Raised by Wolves. And I will say, watching this trailer, it's a fucking weird movie, dude. I have no idea what is going on in this movie. Can you make some sense of what's going on in this
No,
movie?
but it's also what kind of Ridley Scott does, though. When he does his sci-fi thing, he leaves it with questions more than answers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But
And
this isn't like an Aliens kind of Prometheus kind of thing. So he has
well, no,
to. If this
I'm
is a
talking like when
single
he did
movie,
like Blade Runner and stuff too. You know,
right,
it
right.
leaves you more with questions than he does
I'd say
answers.
that, but that's what I don't. At least with this movie, it's so fucking weird. I want a beginning and end to this movie. Like I don't want to be raised questions with this kind of movie because could you make sense of what the fuck is going on in this movie?
Not at all, dude.
Like is the
Not at
chick
all.
is the woman the main character?
I don't know, dude. I
Or is
wanted
she
I
like
want to say it's
bad? At first, it made it seem like she was not good. Like she's taking these
like at first I
kids.
thought it was gonna be the daughter or the little chick that was gonna be the main character and that was gonna be the mom sort of deal. But then it doesn't look like it. It kind of did a flop on me a little.
I was confused because it made it seem like this woman was like working, like she wasn't good, and she was raising like these kids, for some weird reason. But then it just seems like she's not the bad one. She's just really weird, and it's like this other alien force that's coming, and she's like, I think she's fighting them or something, right?
Something
It's
like that.
weird,
It
man.
was
Or
kind of
she's
hard to
training
tell
these
what's
kids
going
to
on,
fight
dude.
this
Yeah.
alien force or something. It just looks very Ridley. You know what it looks like to me? I want to say it looks like Ridley Scott to the point where it looks like not old school Ridley Scott. It looks like Ridley Scott, Prometheus or Covenant kind of thing.
And that's kind of what
And
I
that's
was
what
getting the
I'm worried
vibe,
about.
dude. Yeah, that's where I was, because Covenant obviously isn't my
I
favorite
can't
movie.
stand that movie.
Dude,
That
it was
movie
just
really pissed me off. I don't like that movie. Like it
I
really
don't know,
made me
dude. That
angry.
movie's just kind of
It just defeated about what I thought about how aliens were and everything. It just
dude.
like
It
it had
changed
some good
everything,
ideas, but it
dude.
really like went
It
back on what it
changed
was. Yeah.
it changed the whole. He undid what he did to me, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of like he ate his
I was
own.
like, ah,
Kind of like
dude.
he ate
Like,
his own tail, kind of thing. Like it doesn't.
yeah.
It's kind of. So does this give you? Does this raise your curiosity at all? 'Cause I
I'm
know
gonna
you
watch
like
it. I know.
Ridley
I know. I'm
Scott.
gonna watch it. I know. I'm gonna
When
watch
you hear
it.
when I hate to say it, when you hear Ridley Scott, because like remember
Well, here's
how
the thing, dude. Because like sometimes, like I don't think really Scott. I think he should stay away from his sci-fi again.
you
You
think
know.
he's Pat like but that's kind of like
Yeah.
his bread and butter though, you know?
Well, no, well, that's where he comes from, right?
Right.
But I don't think he should really be doing any more of this stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, dude. Like some of the other stuff I like by him,
Hmm.
you know, like I like American Gangster, dude. You know, I like that A Body of Lies. I like that whole thing, you know. But I don't know. It's something about his sci-fi stuff. I don't think. I haven't watched Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner. You know, I haven't watched the new one, so I
I
don't know.
started
I don't,
to. I fell asleep not because of the
uh,
movie, it's just because I was tired and I never went
yeah,
back to it.
like I like his other stuff, dude. Like the
Oh,
one he did with Michael Fassbender and Brad Pitt. The counselor. I like that one.
Oh, okay.
I
I
like
haven't
stuff
seen it.
like that, right? But dude, like I don't know, dude. Like I said, dude, maybe his sci-fi stuff ain't all that great. especially like this.
I,
Like I like The Martian, but
yeah, I don't know. The Martian was okay.
I like Prometheus. I like
Prometheus was
Prometheus.
good because the way at least you
But
thought it was going was
yeah,
interesting.
with the way they kind of mislead you. Even in the trailer, they didn't really tell you that it was
Honestly, I
part of
think
the
this
alien.
Covenant thing wasn't originally supposed to be the way it ended up.
I don't think so
I
either.
think
Either.
he just like I don't know if he knew what he wanted to do and he just started
No, I
like
think he was doing it just to do it. At
yeah,
this
it's
point, people are
weird.
expecting him to do it, and he did it. And it's just like you kind of
I
ruined
don't
what
know.
Prometheus did.
Yeah,
You
it's
kind of
just
ruined your trilogy, or the
yeah.
original
It,
story
I don't know.
to me, dude.
Okay, so like you know how I said earlier about how like the star isn't really the one that draws you to the movie anymore. I think nowadays it seems like the directors are what really gets people hyped now.
Well, for me, I know that's kind of been for a while.
Right. But it seems like
You know,
it's more and more a case for more people, right? So let me ask you.
I think at this point it is
So
too,
let
though.
me ask you now. So because this is a Ridley Scott, you said you were going to check it out because it says Ridley Scott on it, right? So do you think more people are going to check it out on HBO Max based on the trailer or
That's
based on Ridley Scott?
that's hard to tell, man. That's hard to tell. I don't know if people are the same way I am. Like I'm just
I think
driven
they're
to the
starting to
name.
be though now. I think they are starting to
Yeah.
be more like, "Oh, I know this person." Like when you hear Ava DuVernay or whatever, you're thinking, "Oh yeah, I know him." Like it, and now he's on Dune, and everyone's hyped about Dune because it's like, DuVernay also did Arrival and shit like that. So everyone's
Uh
kind
huh.
of, I think everyone's starting to know more about the directors more
Well, from
now.
my experience, it really isn't the case.
No,
From my experience, but I don't really go out and talk to people anymore.
well, we can't really. You know
You
what I
know
mean?
what I mean?
We
So
can't
I
really.
don't know. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I think
I
it'd be cool. I think the idea of a director getting more recognition than the actual actors, I think is cool
I think
because
it's
it's something
starting,
I've
man.
always done. It. I've always
Hmm.
looked at it, not necessarily saying like, oh, sometimes even the actor drives me to the director. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Like, oh, that
And
dude.
then like you start seeing the styles and you start recognizing more and more
Oh
like
yeah,
what
yeah,
what
yeah,
was you.
yeah.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, I'm terrible with names. I'm good with faces, but when I see like a style or something, at least I know like, oh yeah, I know
You'll
he did
recognize
this.
it.
I knew
Yeah,
he did
yeah,
that. Yeah, so,
yeah.
but yeah, we'll see, man. Like you said, really, Scott, I'm very curious. It's very weird and strange, so it's probably gonna like get my interest at least. And it's on HBO Max, so we could just
If it's
watch it.
good, like, well, that's even more of a reason for me in the sense of if it's there,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay no $30 to watch it.
Exactly right. So this was interesting that the fact that I heard that okay, so John Wick 5 is already pretty much greenlit and it's going to be shot back to back with John Wick 4. Does that get you stoked that they're going as far as going all the way to 5, man? Like John Wick
Well,
5.
here. I
I
think I
never
have mixed
thought it was ever
feelings
going to
with
go
it.
that.
I
Yeah.
I, I have mixed feelings about this because low key, I was happy how good the third one was. I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
like. I wasn't a huge fan of that ending. You know what I mean? Like, well, obviously they're gonna make another one. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like, I wasn't a huge fan. I wouldn't say like, oh, they're gonna make another one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like in the sense,
Well, we were kind of expecting that it was going to be the last one because, like when you
yeah,
hear
yeah,
three, you're
yeah.
like, this is going to be the last one. And then when
This is
it
it.
ended
This is
again,
it. And then
then
the way it went out, the
yeah,
way the third one did, so much action pulled into it.
mm-hmm,
It's like, oh, you expected it because they're going ham on this.
mm-hmm.
Then you get the fourth and the fifth. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, look at Death Wish too, man. After a while, they made so many of them, and you know what? We loved it for what it was. I wouldn't say like after
I want a
certain
cookie.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, ma, I was about a cookie. No dice.
No dice. This
This
ain't
ain't
over.
over. This ain't over.
All right.
But like in that
Yeah.
sense, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the number one's gonna come out. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Am I really super stoked? No.
I'm kind of like the way because what I mean, I wouldn't say I was like thinking that at first when I heard three, like that I was expecting a fourth. I wasn't expecting it, but because like the way they introduced,
Everything
well,
else,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, well, and
Yeah.
they introduced what's her name in the third one,
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry. When they introduced Halle Berry in there, I was very more like, ooh man, I would love to see more of her, and if she would be more of a bigger part. and
I
the
thought she
other
was gonna be a
ones.
bigger part in this, dude. I really,
But she wasn't. But it teased
yeah,
you, so I'm thinking. You
yeah.
think she's gonna be a bigger part in these other ones now? I think they had to bring her back, dude. Like
I
the
don't
way
know,
things
dude.
are,
Like
man.
low key, it would be cool if they just keep it as is.
Really?
Low key, because
They
you run
tease you with the daughter and stuff. Dude. They really.
they run the capability of ruining something.
Yeah, I know.
You
I
know
know.
what I
That's
mean?
true.
And
That's true.
this is something that John
That's
Wick does a
true.
great job with. It's just they introduce, they keep it there, and it's dope, and that's it.
I know. Like I
You know what I
really
mean?
loved in the first one, like William Defoe's character. Like I really love that
Yeah,
character. Like
yeah,
his
yeah,
only. It almost seemed like it was his only like best friend, and it
yeah,
sucks like the ending of that. But I'm like, oh man, like William Defoe.
yeah.
But he was a cool character. I liked him, and he didn't need to be like
Even in
super
the
big
second
in
one,
it.
dude, like when they did Common and that chick that was Batwoman. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I actually
yeah.
expected both of them to come back in the third one. Neither one of them did.
It's at least
You know
common.
which is you know it's understandable too. I mean, how do you get over a fucking stab wound and a bullet wound in a day? You know, within 24 hours or within a week too. You know what I mean?
Wasn't he like he couldn't move, right? Or
He couldn't
something
move because the way
his
he was
back?
stabbed, if he moved
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
pulled
he
it out, it
got-
would have
yeah.
cut like something.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I would kind of be like, all right, I'm not gonna mess with him for a while.
For a while, yeah.
yeah.
That's in that sense too. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. Does this okay, so what it's saying is so they're preparing a script for for the next two installments of John Wick. John Wick 4 slated to hit theaters Memorial Day weekend in 2022. And then they're hoping to
Goddamn.
shoot both of them back to back whenever he's available early next year. So they already know that at least they're helming that the fourth one's going to be on Memorial weekend. So let's assume that they're shooting them back to back. This will probably be the end, right? You know, it's kind of like a part 1, part 2 kind of thing. You think this will definitely
I
probably
would
be it
think
right
so,
here?
dude. I mean,
There's only so far you can keep going with this.
yeah,
like, to
dude.
where,
That was the thing too, man. Like you could even see it in this one, how much older he's gotten. Like in the third one, you could tell. I wouldn't say you could really like
just think
hardcore
that
tell, but
to me that
you
was
could tell
just
he
the,
was
like,
tired, dude.
but I mean that to me that brings the realism. But I don't think it was because of his
Absolutely, yeah.
age. I just think that's because they made the scenes longer, and it's like
Uh-huh.
this would
Well, the
happen
thing,
if
dude,
you're
like
constantly fighting.
constantly going at it. Because then you could tell, dude. You could tell at one point it wasn't acting anymore, dude. That man was tired, dude.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves was tired, dude. You could
But
tell on his knees, dude. Like he wasn't standing up or in posture. At
But to
100%.
me, like I think that's like true to the fact because I mean, if you look at
Well,
like
no,
all the
'cause I
Daredevil
think it
scenes,
worked,
he
dude.
wasn't that
Yeah,
old
dude.
either.
I
and he
think
was
it
tired as
worked
fuck.
out. I think it worked out for it. But at the same time, dude, do you want to do that to that old man? You know what I mean? Like chances are he is driven. Like,
But
one of
he's
the
up
reasons,
for it
dude,
though. That's what I love about
He was
Keanu,
saying like
man.
Hugh Jackman, dude. He gave it up because he wasn't at the right age anymore. He couldn't.
Well, Hugh
do it
Jackman
anymore.
didn't want to do what he did to his body. Keanu Reeves isn't
Yeah,
doing that
dude.
to his body though. Like,
Well, the
like
thing is too,
the
like
way
what if he
he's
does
getting
one day he
jacked
just
up.
pops his knee?
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? You got to think
But
about
he's
it at that
not,
point
dude.
of
He's
it.
not Tom Cruise level. Did you hear that the next installment Mission Impossible is Tom Cruise really wants to? They're gonna really go in space. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I've heard about that too.
Dude, what the
Cruise.
fuck, man?
Let him do whatever he wants, you know. Let him do. He's gonna go find his Scientologist.
Dude,
That's what he's gonna do.
we're literally gonna. This is going to be the first ever actor we're ever gonna lose in like a big like in like a movie.
We're gonna see him
death.
try to run, and his
He's gonna
hip
be
just
lost in
go
space.
floating into space.
Yeah, he's gonna literally like be like lost in space because he's going crazy. But yeah, I think at this point you got to. I think okay. How do you like? I think because I think this is the cliche. I don't want John Wick in 5. I think he deserves to like live. I don't want to see him die. I think that's the cliche of like the guy.
I think so too.
Dying.
I think so. Like the whole Shane, like low key, you know, Logan, the way they went out, low key, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you kind of expected it because he was an old man. He was old man Logan. You know what I mean?
Oh man, Logan, right?
You know what I mean? They kind of went a different route.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, I agree with you. I think he deserves his happy ending, dude. You know, that's why he retired.
I don't want the
first
like
one.
whole like him dying and then seeing his wife at the end and like that's his happy ending because he gets to be with her. I don't want that.
I don't want that either.
I kind of want him to just kind of like I think he
Retire.
deserves to like just actually retire
Yeah.
because I think the cliche is that he dies. Like I think that's the cliche, and I don't want
Yeah.
that. I don't want that.
I mean, the whole thing, the whole premise of the first one, that he wants to be left alone and retire. In
Yeah.
the sense of, you know, he just wants to be left alone, but you know, you
You
killed my
can't get
dog,
left
dude.
alone, I know.
You killed
Dude,
my dog.
he went to go get gas, dude.
Yeah,
The whole thing
dude.
spiraled.
Yeah, bro. Dude's got this car robbed and dog killed and stuff.
Yeah,
Like any man was gonna want revenge. Just fucked with the wrong dude.
I know. Yeah,
You know, and then the second one they pulled him out of retirement because they needed to set a deal.
because that whole and it opened that world and stuff. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
and speaking of that, I know how you feel. How you felt about when we talked about the Catwoman thing about kind of. I like expansion of the world, and I think even if it's a Catwoman series, it's going to expand the world. How do you feel about the way they started opening the world in the John Wick movies? That you know that Netflix is helming that whole hotel thing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I have mixed feelings about that too, man. Like I said, I don't want too much of
You don't want to delve
over
more into the world, You don't want to know
truth
more
be
about
told,
the
like
rules.
I'm a little bit annoyed by it in the sense of like, oh, they're just throwing Latin words left and right, man. You know, there's just like, oh yeah, okay.
Well, I heard they're trying to do that. They're trying to do that spin-off with the ballerina thing. Like, remember when they showed that?
Yeah, with his origins or whatever.
Well, but go toward the women,
yeah,
like part of that. How do you feel about all that stuff? So, how do you feel about the ballerina?
Well, the thing is, too, if they do too much, I'm straight up just not gonna watch it. It just is what it is.
You're just gonna watch.
I just like the glimpse. Truth be told, I like the glimpse of that world, and I'm okay with just leaving it there.
Mm-hmm.
Curiosity might get me, and I'll watch it here and there, but I don't think I'm all like, you know.
You know what? Like gets me more curious. It's not really the world, but it's just the currency in that world. It doesn't make sense that one gold coin.
That gold bar? It's
one gold coin buys a shot, but then a gold coin can also buy you like a fucking gun. Like how does that work? Like,
how does the currency work and stuff? And you would think like they're constantly printing out new ones too. Yeah. I didn't think they were like. I mean, technically, as they're printing them out, it should lose its value because you got more of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird. It almost seems like it almost seems like it doesn't have like I'm really curious about now if that hotel delves in about the currency, I'll be very interested on just that because
documentary, fake documentary of the currency
because it seems like it goes
the dude from Game of Thrones takes the gold from this man.
Yeah, because it seemed like when he was like cleaning up the bodies, he gave him like a good 4 or 5 stack, like a good stack.
Yeah.
But then when he like bought the drink, that was that. But then when he asked for like help at the concierge, that was only one. Like I don't know. Maybe it doesn't really
when
have.
When he told the taxi driver to drop off his dog was one. You know
I know, right? And it's like I don't know how being like driven around equals to like a beer. Like it's so weird.
Yeah.
I wonder if just
it must have been one hell of a beer.
I guess I don't know. So home brewed son. But yeah, I'm excited. Like I hope like you said, I don't want it to keep. I mean, I love John Wick, and I you wish it can last forever, but the problem is they can't because they just.
What's also the issue if it does last forever? You know.
Yeah.
Death Wish 8 kind of sucked. Dying was horrible. You know what I mean? After a while, he's just making Fast and Furious 26.
I know you lose the good stuff, so I don't want that. So I hope.
When the hell did they become fucking? Master
thieves and heistmen
and all that shit. Yeah.
Fucking.
You're trying to tell me Ludacris is a master at the computer technology crap? Yeah, dude.
When he was just running like fucking street races, that's all he was doing. Dude. I don't know. Don't put him in a box, man. All right. Don't put him in a box. You saying he can't be learning that on the side? But anyway, no, I'm excited about.
I just went to ITT Tech all of a sudden through mid movies
online
between Tokyo Drift, like obviously Tokyo Drift, and the next one was 10 years. They were able to squeeze a bunch of these movies in. That's when he went to ITT
Tech. University of Phoenix. But now going back to where we're talking about directors and we kind of touched a little bit on like James Wan being a horror director. This is a big story. Captain Marvel 2 found the director, and it's Nia DaCosta. Now she is working on she did Candyman.
The Jordan Peele one?
Yes.
Okay.
And
did that come out already?
No. But she's did it. It's kind of anticipated, like it's a big deal, like it's supposed to be good. But she's done other, other really good movies. But how do you feel about them finding, Nia DaCosta? And she's technically the first black woman director for a Marvel movie, which is interesting because it was, for Black Panther. that was a big deal, and like this is kind of like a big deal because it seems like they're now kind of opening up
Crossing streams.
more, yeah, more, you know,
Well, truth be told,
directors.
I actually expected the brother and sister, to come back and do the second one.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've never seen any of her movie. I've never seen any of her work. So you know how Marvel is. They're actually good at picking the younger talent
Mm-hmm.
to helm their movies. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see it.
Well, like because like you think like what did you feel? Because like Captain Marvel, like it made good money, but like the movie itself was kind of
It
okay
wasn't
to me.
amazing. Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
amazing or anything like that.
Right. Like you had to like
But yet
it.
again, like to me, Dale, I think they also hyped up Black Panther, and I didn't think it was that great either. I thought it was okay, just the same too.
Oh,
You know,
okay. I mean, I
so
think
it's
it
kind of
was
hard to
really
tell.
good up. I think it was really good up until like it started getting into kind of like with the over the top, like at the end, like the third act got a very like
Yeah,
CG heavy. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it kind of lost you too in
Yeah,
that sense. Yeah.
yeah. But but I think they're not gonna have to deal with um they're not gonna have to deal with kind of like that '90s like all that '90s kind of stuff, and I think that's what kind of made that movie a little weird because they had to deal with all the '90s nostalgia and like the
Oh man, I
'90s
love the
lingo.
soundtrack. I'll tell you that. I love the
Well, of
soundtrack. I
course, yeah, the
remember,
soundtrack was
I
amazing.
thought that was dope.
Yeah,
But no,
exactly.
maybe because
Have you?
yet again, like I don't think it was like I said, it wasn't that great. I liked it, but I wouldn't say it was like all best MCU or top 10.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that either.
Yeah, yeah. But I think what the thing is she kind of has a little bit better of room to work with. She's not gonna have to work in that bubble of it being like because the problem with the last one, I think the director had to deal with like the bubble of it had to be in the '90s and had to deal with like tackling that. So he's kind of
Hmm.
like stuck in that little bubble. But now that we're caught up and it's gonna be present time or it's gonna be in space, she has a little bit more, I think, freedom to kind of do things now. Now I'm looking at her stuff and she's done. She doesn't have a lot. Like she's like you said, she's more of like up and coming kind of thing. She's the last other than Candyman that's helmed to come out. She did Little Woods. Have you ever heard of it? It came out in 2018. I know you're more into like these like smaller
Is that
movies.
the one with Issa Thompson?
Yes,
I've never seen it, but I know of it.
you know of it.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I wouldn't say I know much of it. But
it's kind of like a
I know
crime.
it's a movie out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like kind of like a crime movie, like
yeah.
out west and stuff. Um, I know it did. It had pretty good reviews. I believe it got like 95 on Rotten Tomatoes. So
Oh wow.
that was enough to get their attention. To
Yeah.
like say, hey,
At
we
least
want to
Jordan
do.
Peele for the Candyman.
So so
That's weird.
she seems like she's a at least she's a good director enough to get the Marvel's attention and like you said,
Jordan Peele,
Jordan
yeah,
Peele, yeah,
like more than one set of eyes
yeah,
on her
yeah.
sort of deal.
Yeah, and then like I said, she's going to have room to work with because I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if she's gonna get to like play with it, like space, or if they're gonna try to. Do you think they're gonna try to ground this to back to Earth, or do you think they're gonna
I don't
keep
know.
it space?
Low key, I would like it to be somewhere else. I mean, like Captain Marvel's all over the place too. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just strictly to Earth. Yeah, she stays. She's the more of that protector sort of deal. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be cool too. But at the same time, you don't want to go Guardians of the Galaxy with her either. You know.
Well, thing is, like finding Captain Marvel like an actual threat. Like I don't know. That's gonna be the top one right there. How are they
Yeah.
gonna get her
Yeah.
like a Captain Marvel a big nemesis? I don't read like I don't delve into Captain Marvel comics too much, so I don't know. I mean, I just know they're more associated with a lot with the Kree all the time, so I don't know if you
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Like that.
think
I mean,
they
the
could
only
do
thing
that.
I keep thinking of is scrolls. Keep
But
invading
but
into the
but the
scrolls.
way
But
the movies are going, like the scrolls are like
yeah.
good in this one. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, there's some good, some
some
bad.
good, right,
But
right.
they did. They
You get that
well.
small group of good ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they
Mhm.
made Talos a good guy. I'm like, whoa, didn't see that one
So
coming.
now that you hear this and stuff, are you kind of does that make you a little bit more excited for this Captain Marvel, like where they can go with it?
Well, that's curiosity more than anything because of the director.
Yeah, definitely.
In the
Do you
sense of, I want the younger talent
do
to
you
come out.
do you
Dude.
want it to go? Do you want it to go back and forth though? Do you want it to go with space and Earth? Because you kind of like you introduced what's her name, Rambo, her friend, but obviously she's going to be old now, older.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
you can introduce the daughter grown up. Man, I heard like Rambo's supposed to, or I don't know if it was like her friend Rambo or the daughter is supposed to actually tie more into the Hawkeye. Like they're gonna start introducing her because she's supposed to be like the next. If I'm not mistaken, she's like another hero because she's tied into Captain Marvel, like the daughter is. Like she ends up becoming like kind of like the newer, kind of I guess Captain Marvel in a way. Like she has her own powers
Uh
eventually.
huh.
So,
I
um,
don't know. I guess introduce her a little bit more into that now that the mom technically isn't. If the
around.
like an older version of her, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
obviously they probably won't be able to touch that too much on her. But
Well, I mean, it's only
you
the
like
'90s, so
past,
how old would she
yeah,
really be? I mean, there's a lot of
that is
people.
true, dude. She'd be
They
my
can
age.
she. Oh no, maybe the daughter. Maybe yeah, the daughter
Yeah,
would be around our age, but I think
yeah.
like the mom wouldn't be like
She'd be closer to like
mad that
60s.
age. Yeah, and it's like that's about right.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping we'll get you know we'll get more news on this. I'm kind of curious on the story, and yeah, I think she. It's good to see like more what we could do with Captain Marvel, but we got to give her a big powerful enemy, and I wish I could think of like what would be
It's
a good
hard, right? It's hard.
villain
It's
for
hard.
her
Yeah.
because she was whipping up on Thanos if he didn't have this Infinity Stone.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was the
That was
tight
good.
scene.
She is OP as shit, too.
Oh man, what if it was like because they didn't do such a good job in the X-Men? What if we introduce oh, what's the alien race that always deals with the Phoenix Force? Lalandra, remember?
Yeah, I'm trying to
What was
remember.
her race?
I have it in the tip of my tongue, but I
Oh,
can't.
what is her race, man? What is her race? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up because I'm very curious. I can't believe I think of that. Let me see. Let me see. Lalandra. I think it's like yeah, Dabari.
I was way off. I was way
But
off.
what if they could do like a better job with that, like the Dabari, and then have you know, kind of deal with that race.
Would be an awesome introduction sort of deal. Go with that route, and then like introduce that to introduce the X-Men. Be an
Oh,
interesting
at
route.
least you get the Phoenix or something.
Yeah, yeah, or something like that. Because I was like, come on, what they did with Dark Phoenix was just stupid.
Huh?
What they did
Oh,
with Dark Phoenix was just stupid, dude.
I
But at
know.
the same time, do you even want to touch the Phoenix again? Do it for a third time. I mean, the
Yeah,
hell, we've done Spider-Man for 3, 4 times.
yeah. That's true. Like, uh, so, man, yeah. I don't know. They need to do something with it. I don't know. Oh, speaking of that, I'm kind of like they're really stuck on that date. The New Mutants of coming out pretty soon, like toward like the end. I think it's the end of the month or
I
whatever.
was like, why did they
Um,
just release it on demand, dude?
well, I think yeah, I know. I don't know, but it seems like I'm actually kind of the more I saw like the recent trailer, I'm actually thinking this might be actually pretty at least better than Apocalypse. It actually looks pretty
Yeah.
entertaining.
Well, I've always been interested in this one. Just I like it's like as soon as I heard that this is gonna be like a horror version take on a comic book story sort of deal,
Mm-hmm.
that always intrigued me. Same deal with like the whole universe of madness, how that's gonna be MCU's first like horror style of film.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It just intrigues me, So I'm curious. I really do. I do want to watch the new mutants.
Yeah, and they're introducing Colossus' sister,
Yeah.
uh so that's kind of oh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, it's the Shi'ar. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it was close.
Yeah, you were way closer because I knew that didn't sound right. I'm like that doesn't
Yeah.
sound right to me, but it's the Shi'ar. That's the species.
So it
um
was close. I know it was a she something. I just didn't remember.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, hold on, that sounds way off. That's why I had to like double check here because I'm like, hold on, this can't be right. Yeah, this it could introduce the Shi'ar, um, Deathbird and like the Brood and all that stuff.
Yeah. Was some
Um,
part of the Uncanny X-Men stuff.
yeah, dude, that would be cool as shit.
Yeah.
I'll be excited. So we'll see, man. Yeah, we got it. I mean, honestly, I didn't even think about that, but maybe Captain Marvel could be the way to start introducing maybe the X-Men in a small way, like
Yeah. I'm not saying
in,
like full blast. You get
yeah,
Wolverine right there.
no,
No.
but introducing the Shi'ar that could eventually tie into the X-Men. I'd be excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. But yeah, with that, I think we'll end it there. And again, everybody, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and podcast listeners as well as YouTubers. And again, you can find us on all the podcast platforms, and you can find us on the YouTubes. But again, please, it would help us if you go ahead and, especially on podcasts, if you get a second to go to Apple Podcasts and go ahead and rate and review. It helps us climb up so people have more, ears and eyes on us that we need. And also on YouTube, you go ahead and hit the like. Helps with us a lot. Helps with the show. And again, we thank you guys. I'd rather have a small group of you who really appreciate us than have like a ton that could care less. So we want to hold on to you. Fans and listeners, so we really appreciate the bunch that we do have. But you can, Chico, go ahead and tell them where they can find you.
Twitter, Killing Joke 127.
Yes, and you can also find me on Twitter at Wick the Tanman. So yeah, send us stuff if you're curious. Or we got some things in the works, so I'm really excited. And this was our first new intro, so I'm really excited to unveil it and stuff, and it's really cool. But again, appreciate it, and thank you for tuning in. And like I always say, we all have opinions. Let's be nice and talk about it. And until next time, see you guys later. Peace.
Deuces, peoples.